second game of a home-and-home between the YD Red Sox and the Harwich Mariners as they match up for the final time of the 2019 Cape League regular season. Hello everybody from Red Wilson Field. It's Brian McLaughlin and Andre Sims today for this matchup between the Red Sox and the Mariners. Andre, a tie last night between these two teams. It was a well-played matchup, and YD pushes one across late against Joe Boyle on the Wyatt Young RBI single to get the 1 point out of the tie. So YD, you can kind of read that half glass full a little bit, say you just got to one of the best closers in the league to force the tie, but YD, after coming off back-to-back losses from Chatham, really could use a win.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, it was a 3-game losing streak prior to that tie. Tie doesn't exactly snap it, depends on how you want to look at it, but I think there's still a lot to improve on for YD right now. This is still a team that's not playing great baseball, and I'm sure Scott Pickler saw a lot in that game yesterday that he didn't like. The offense was very stagnant throughout most of that game. That ninth inning where they pushed across the final run was arguably the best they looked in the entire game, and the best they've looked in probably the last 3. And that may be a positive thing to build off going forward, but there's still a lot of holes in the way YD looks right now. You could see it in batting practice. You could see it on the field. There's a lot of areas that this team is struggling with right now. YD
comes in at 20, 15, and 3. Harwich looking to get to 500. They're at 18, 19, and 1 on the season. This Harwich squad looking to get to 500, currently at 4th in the Eastern Division, Andre. Just 2 points back of Orleans. There's a shot Harwich could sneak into the 3 spot in this division if they play well down the stretch.
Yeah, a lot still to be decided in the Eastern Division. The West is all but locked in at this point, but the East is very much anyone's game. Especially you start to think that, yes, Chatham is starting to separate themselves as the clear-cut 1 seed in this division, but 2, 3, and 4, there's a lot of variation there. So YD somewhat entrenched in the 2 spot, but who they play is completely up to grabs, and we talk about it all the time off the air. The Harwich team is not a great first-round matchup for this YD squad because of the pitching staff that they have, and so these games really mean something going down the stretch.
Let's talk about that Harwich pitching staff, Andre. Today it's Carson Seymour out of Kansas State for the Mariners. He's making his sixth start of the season, has a 3.64 ERA, just another good arm for this Mariners staff that had the most all-stars of any Cape League team. This group can really pitch. They have done a great job all season long, almost carrying the offense with them. How does YD try to get to this Harwich staff today?
It's funny. I think the model of how YD needs to have success offensively is the exact same model of how teams are having success offensively against them. It's taking the walks and capitalizing on them. This is YD recently hasn't been drawing a ton of walks. You look at a guy like Jake Palmer, a guy like Wyatt Young at the top of the order. These are guys that normally see a lot of pitches, but the walk numbers haven't really been there of late. That creates traffic on the base pass, and traffic on the base pass only causes trouble for the opposing pitcher. And you've seen it so much over the last couple of games. I'm looking back through my scorebook now, a ton of 1, 2, 3 innings, maybe 4 batters, but nothing really where they're sending 6, 7, 8 guys to the plate consistently. That happens when you're seeing your pitches, taking your walks, and then that allows the rallies to build.
I would agree. It seems like it's been a while since we've had a monster crooked number inning for this YD offense. Jake Palmer, 2 walks last night. He's moved up to the 5 spot in the lineup today. Is that pick trying to make some sort of adjustment, maybe to create more havoc with a major on-base guy moving up in the lineup?
I think so, because if you look at the way this lineup has gone in the past few weeks when this team has struggled, there's a drop-off. We've talked about it all the time, where 1 through 4, vaunted. Sort of a murderer's row of sorts between Young, Beasley, Wells, Wold. But once you get past that, there's a lot of struggles. There's been picks trying to find the right combination, 5 through 9, of who's going to hit where, and it hasn't exactly worked too well in the last couple weeks. If you look at guys like Sam Hall, who was swinging a hot bat for a couple games and has since cooled off. Carson Taylor was 0 for 13 before the home run yesterday. Ron Washington hasn't quite settled in at the plate, so there's a lot of moving parts without a lot of success at the bottom half of the order. So I think moving a guy like Jake Palmer, who's been here for a long time, seen more Cape League pitching, has the propensity to draw walks, will help spark the bottom half of this order.
Legend Smith getting the start start today for the Whitey Red Sox. Last time out, he had his first kind of rough start on the mound. He has been spectacular, though, in the starting rotation, the lefty from Oklahoma. What are you expecting from Legend Smith as he makes his fourth start today?
I mean, it's going to be much of the same that really allowed him to be so successful in those starts. Before, like you said, he struggled in his last one, relatively speaking. And this is a Harwich lineup where, in similar to YD, there is a drop-off in offensive firepower in this lineup, and expect Legend Smith to really attack, especially the bottom half of this zone, have a lot of success. The strikeout numbers are there. When he's at his best, he's locating his pitches. The breaking ball is being able to be thrown for a strike. And if he can do that, then he can have a lot of success on a, relatively speaking, not great Harwich lineup.
For the final time of the 2019 regular season, it will be YD and Harwich. First pitch and the starting lineups coming up next. This is Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Back at the red, it's the Whitey Red Sox and the Harwich Mariners today from Red Wilson Field in South Yarmouth. Brian McLaughlin and Andre Sims here. Here's the starting lineup today for the Harwich Mariners. Chris Gallen, the leadoff man. He's the designated hitter in the leadoff spot from Boston College. Christian Fedko out of UConn is at second base and bats second. Daniel Cabrera in the 3-hole today from LSU. Chris Lanzilli in the cleanup spot from Wake Forest. He's in left. Nico Cavadas at first base from Notre Dame, bats fifth. Mike Ludwig sixth in right field from Wake Forest. Pat Winkle does the catching, batting seventh. First pitch of the game, called strike from legend Smith. It's 0-1 to Chris Gallen. After Winkle at catcher, Hal Hughes bats eighth at shortstop, and Corey Acton, the third baseman, rounds out the order for the Mariners. 0-1 from Smith. Misses inside on the fastball and spins the righty Galland around. Now a ball into strike. Galland's hitting .300 on the season. He's been hot lately in the leadoff spot today for the Mariners. The 1-1. Hit in the air, center field. Brad Beasley coming in, moving to his left towards right center, and he makes a galloping catch into the gap. One down on the soft line drive from Galland, and that brings up Christian Fedko. Let's meet the defense now for the Whitey Red Sox behind legend Smith. Austin Wells is in left field. Brad Beasley, who just caught the first out, is in center, and Jake Palmer is in right field. The odd couple pairing on the left side of the infield, good friends Riley King and Wyatt Young. They're the mainstays there. RJ Yeager gets the start at second base tonight, and Jack Thomas Wold is at first. First pitch popped up on a bunt, foul by Fedko and out of play. 0-1 from Smith. Noah Cardenas does the catching today for the Red Sox, the UCLA Bruin. 0-1 the count to Fedko. He's hitting .272 this season. 1 for 5 day yesterday. Legend Smith on the mound, a 1-1 record on the season. His ERA at 5.06. The 0-1. Fedko takes a fastball that misses high, a ball into strike. YD and Harwich tied yesterday, 4-4. The season series even, 2-2-1. 1-1. First breaking ball of the day stays upstairs to Fedko. 2 balls into strike. So today's matchup will decide the season series between these two Eastern squads. Smith from the windup. 2 balls and a strike. Bases clear in the top of the first. The pitch. Swing and a miss from Fedko. 2-2. Nobody on, 1 down for Fedko. The UConn Husky. Smith from the third base side of the rubber. Here's the 2-2. Fisted foul and out of play from Fedko. Another 2-2 pitch coming up. YD in their home white uniforms today. Red piping, red Red Sox across the chest. And their bright red caps shining on this beautiful day here in South Yarmouth. Harwich in the road blue uniforms with gray trousers, blue stirrup socks. 2-2, lifted in the air, left center field this time. Lazy fly ball for Beasley once again towards the left center gap. He settles underneath it this time and makes the squeeze. 2 fly ball outs to Beasley is how we've gotten started today, and the bases are empty for Daniel Cabrera with 2 down.
From Louisiana State University.
Great use of the word trousers there. A word not often heard in this century.
So I take that one from the Cubs radio play-by-play man, Pat Hughes. A little bit of an old school guy. Great on the uniform descriptions, and he goes to trousers often. First pitch breaking ball in there for strike 1 to the lefty Cabrera. I hadn't used it all summer, I think.
I don't think you have either. It caught me off guard there.
Keeping you on your toes, Andre.
I appreciate it. It's hard to do at game 39.
0-1. Fouled off at home plate by Cabrera, and Smith is up 0-2. Perhaps I'll pull that out for TJ tomorrow as well.
We'll see how he reacts.
Yeah.
He'll probably get scared now.
Base is empty, top of the first. Scoreless between Whitey and Harwich. No balls, 2 strikes to Cabrera. The pitch. Fastball misses at the eyes, a ball and 2 strikes.
Come on, legend.
Both these teams just 6 games remaining in the regular season. Down the home stretch, Harwich hoping to hold off the Brewster Whitecaps for a playoff berth. 1-2. Popped up, foul, and out of play from Cabrera. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Brewster 4 points back of Harwich in the Eastern Division, looking for the final spot to clinch a playoff berth. Currently Orleans in the midst of a doubleheader with Brewster. They took the first one 4-3. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Cabrera's over the top of a breaking ball from Smith, and he retires Harwich in order in the first. 0-0, YD coming to bat for the first time against Carson Seymour when we return here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the first, back at Red Wilson Field in South Yarmouth. 0-0, Harwich and YD today. The YD Red Sox lineup be facing Carson Seymour from Kansas State on the mound for the Mariners. He's a 0-2 record, the 6'5" righty from Kansas State, but he has a 3.64 ERA in 5 starts, 6 total appearances for the righty out of Kansas State for Harwich. Wyatt Young set to lead off for the Red Sox today out of Pepperdine. It'll be Brad Beasley batting second in center. Austin Wells bats third. That's the normal trio at the top for pick. First pitch to Wyatt Young. Fisted back underneath the foot of the pitcher on the mound. Seymour, fielded by Hal Hughes, throws to first in time to get Wyatt Young. Seymour almost kicked that baseball from Young for the first out on the first pitch of the bottom of the first. After Austin Wells in the lineup, Jack Thomas Wold in the 4-hole. Jake Palmer bats fifth, moving up in the order after a good day yesterday. Riley King stays put in the 6th spot where he's been red hot. Carson Taylor hit his first home run and first hit yesterday against these Mariners, bats 7th. First pitch swinging, Beasley rolls it foul up the third baseline. 0-1. After Taylor, it's Cardenas in the 8th spot at catcher. And then R.J. Yeager getting the start at second in the 9-hole today for pick. One down, base is empty. 0-1 the count to Beasley from Seymour. Here's the pitch. Slider misses high, a ball and a strike to Beasley. Beasley had a rough day at the plate yesterday. He went 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. The 1-1. Swing and a foul tip back into the glove of Pat Winkle. A ball and 2 strikes. Beasley, prior to yesterday, had been on fire. Had a 6-game hitting streak snapped in the tie yesterday. Here's the 1-2. Off speed, misses just inside. Doug Isham, the home plate umpire today. Alan Liberdani down the first baseline, and Joseph Labella at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Beasley. Fastball, called strike 3. A delayed call from Doug Isham gets Beasley looking. First strikeout today for Seymour, and there's 2 down for Austin Wells.
Batting third, the left fielder from the University of Arizona, number 16, Austin Wells.
Wells out of Arizona, Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. maybe the team MVP for the Red Sox this season, up in the Cape League MVP conversation. First pitch to him today, misses high at the front shoulder, a ball and no strikes from Seymour. Wells hitting .307 with 7 long balls. Has to be right there with Nick Gonzalez of Catuit for the Cape League MVP. The 1-0. Hit in the air, deep left field. That's going to chase Lanzilli back. He's nearing the fence down the line. That falls towards the corner. Hops up off the wall and a bounce, and Wells glides into second with a 2-out double. 10th double of the season for Austin Wells, and he's in scoring position with 2 down on an opposite field shot here in the first.
University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Number 19.
Wells went 0 for 4 with a strikeout yesterday, but the first pitch in the zone today from Seymour, he hammers it down the left field line. Now Jack Thomas Wold looking to give the Red Sox a lead. It's 0-0 in the bottom of the first. First pitch from Seymour to Wold, swing and a miss. 0-1, Wold went after an off speed. Wold had a solid day at the plate yesterday, 2 for 4 with a double. Back in the cleanup spot for the second day in a row behind Wells. Noah Campbell still a little banged up. The 0-1. Cut on and missed again by Wold. It's 0-2. Another big breaking ball from Seymour. The Mariners playing Wold to pull. Cavadas at first base towards the line. Hal Hughes holding Wells pretty tightly. Wells has good speed, 8 swiped bags on the season, so he could score on any hit here from Wold. The 0-2. Off speed, misses outside, a ball and 2 strikes. The defense today for the Mariners, Chris Lanzilli's in left field, Daniel Cabrera in center, Mike Ludwig is in right. Corey Acton, the Florida Gator, at the hot corner, Hal Hughes at short. Christian Fedko at second, Cavadas first. Patrick Winkle, another UConn Husky, behind the plate. The 1-2 to Wold. Fastball called strike 3. Just brushes the outside corner. Wold's not too happy about it. Wells on second also thought it was outside, but Wold will walk back to the dugout. Whitey strands Wells at second in the first. Scoreless after 1 here at the Red. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the second, 0-0 between Harwich and YD. It's 4, 5, and 6 here in the second for the Mariners. First pitch, called strike from Legend Smith here in the second to the righty, Chris Lanzilli out of Wake Forest. Lanzilli in the cleanup hole today. 2 for 3 day for him yesterday. The 0-1. One hopper at the shortstop Wyatt Young. He'll charge, laser a throw to first to get Lanzilli for the first out here in the second. An awkward play on a humpback liner that ended up dying in front of Wyatt Young at shortstop, but he makes the charge and grab and the strong throw from in the hole at shortstop for the first out here in the second.
Nico Cavadas.
One down now for the Cape League home run leader, Nico Cavadas, with 9 long balls. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch to Cavadas. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. Time call by Doug Isham behind home plate. Now the 1-0 coming. Ground ball right side. R.J. Yeager in the shift, moving to his left. Fields and throws from the outfield grass, and Cavadas is retired. Yeager was playing in the hole at second base. Moving to his left, made the grab, and a nice easy play for Yeager, and it's 5 up, 5 down for the Mariners.
Number 13, Mike
2 down,
Ludwig.
bases empty, and it's Mike Ludwig out of Wake Forest to bat for Harwich. Ludwig hitting .280 on the season, got the day off yesterday. The right fielder for the Mariners. Lefty-lefty, first pitch, breaking ball from Smith, poured in down the middle for strike 1. 0-0 here in the top of the second. Smith from the windup. Here's the 0-1. Another breaking ball, rolled up the first baseline, foul ball. Trickles into the grass wide of the chalk line. No balls and 2 strikes from Smith to Ludwig. Here's the wind from Smith. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs, a ball and 2 strikes. Final time these two will meet in the regular season today. Perhaps a chance to meet in the playoffs. Harwich just a couple points back of Orleans for the 3 spot. Here's the 1-2. Fastball called strike 3. Legend Smith paints the outside corner. His second strikeout of the day, ends the second. He's retired all 6 Mariners he's faced through 2. Whitey has Palmer, King, and Taylor to the plate when we return here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the second, we're scoreless at the Red here in South Yarmouth. It's YD and Harwich for the final time of this season. Palmer, King, Taylor due to the plate for the Red Sox in the bottom of their second inning. Facing the starter, Carson Seymour for the Harwich Mariners.
Number 28, Jake Palmer.
Jake Palmer to lead off the second for YD. He had a great day at the plate yesterday. The lefty from UC Irvine went 1 for 2 and scored 2 of the 4 Red Sox runs. Also walked twice. Gets rewarded by being moved up in the lineup today. First pitch to him to start the second. Misses low on a fastball from the big righty Seymour for ball 1. Palmer has really started to figure things out at the plate as of late. Knows his role and does it well. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a foul ball, dribbled up the first baseline. The ball and a strike.
And when you think about this team in context of the playoff push, the key to the success is players like Palmer understanding what their role is on this team, where they fit in, what kind of production this team needs from them. Jake Palmer knows They don't need him to be a big-time RBI guy. What they need him to be is a guy that gets on base, works the count, sees a lot of pitches, and can relay that information back to other people in the lineup, and he's been doing that well of late.
1-1 misses high and tight to Palmer. He leans backwards and out of the way. 2 balls and a strike. 17 walks on the season for Palmer. Here's the 2-1. Wave and a miss on a changeup on the outside portion of home plate. Now 2-2. Couple of swiped bags for Palmer as well. The leadoff man for UC Irvine during the regular season. That spot currently pretty locked in with Wyatt Young for YD, but Palmer can act as a second leadoff at times. Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses upstairs, and living up to expectation, Palmer's worked it full to begin the bottom of the second. 0-0, Harwich and YD today. Second game of a home-and-home series between these two teams. The payoff pitch to Palmer. Fastball misses high and away for ball 4. Seymour thought he'd got another strikeout looking. He recorded 2 backwards Ks in the first, but Palmer's aboard with the leadoff walk in the second. Scoreless between YD and Harwich. Nobody out for Riley King. King, the all-star starter at third base for the Red Sox. A 1-for-4 day yesterday. He also scored a run. First pitch to King. Swing and a foul ball backing out of play. No one won the count to King. 0-0 here in the bottom of the second. Harwich has not had a hitter reach against Legend Smith. YD has gotten a couple men on the base paths against Carson Seymour. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, it's a beauty. Bends right down about thigh high on the inside portion of the plate to Riley King. He's down in the count 0-2. The Georgia Bulldog looks out at the Kansas State Wildcat. From the stretch, Seymour looks at Palmer. Now the 0-2. Breaking ball misses down and away. A ball and 2 strikes to King. King with 3 home runs on the year. Has some pop, and the wind is blowing out today to left field. Should help any ball in the air to left. The 1-2 pitch. Flared. That's going to get through the right side for a base hit. Palmer moves up to second. Ludwig back to the infield in a hurry from right. Riley King just fisted a pitch in off his hands that squeaked through the right side. Thedkill, the second baseman, was shaded up the middle. It's a soft single for King, but YD has runners on first and second with nobody down in the second for Carson Taylor. Yesterday, Taylor came in 0 for 13. Got his first hit as a Red Sox on a blast of a 3-run home run. Scoreless so far today in the bottom of the second inning. YD threatening here against Seymour. The big righty, first pitch to Taylor, misses away for ball 1. Taylor, the switch hitter from Virginia Tech, getting rewarded for his long ball yesterday. Back in the lineup for the second straight day at designated hitter. Power from both sides of the plate. A ball and no strikes. Seymour, 1 look to Palmer at second. The pitch. Fastball misses just above the hands of Seymour. 2-0. Rather above the hands of Taylor. Seymour the pitcher, Taylor the batter. I think I mixed that one up there.
You know, it happens to the best of us. Was I with you when I called I think it was you when we were in Orleans, and I said for Brian McLaughlin, for
yes.
Andre Sims, I'm Brian McLaughlin.
It happens.
It's a long season, folks.
2 balls and no strikes to Taylor. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses low. It's 3-0 now to Carson Taylor. Carson to Carson. Perhaps that's why I got him confused.
That is also confusing.
We had a Riley on Riley crime last night. Riley
Multiple
Terada.
occasions.
Yeah, a couple times. Terada and King, former teammates. Now Terada of the Mariners. 3-0 the count to Taylor. The pitch. Fastball poured in there for strike 1. 3 balls and a strike. Runners on first and second. Nobody down in the second for the Red Sox. Seymour worked around a 2-out double for Austin Wells in the first, but he has himself in a sticky situation early in the second. 3 balls and a strike. The pitch. Fastball down low, ball 4, and they are loaded with nobody down in the second for YD. That brings up Noah Cardenas, the catcher out of UCLA.
The catcher from UCLA.
Quick visit out to the mound in the second. Harwich, the pitching coach today, Jeff Neiman, former pitcher at the major league level, is going to stroll out to the mound and have a conversation with Seymour. A couple of walks and a soft single has him loaded in the second for Cardenas. Noah, with just 2 RBIs on the season, would love to add to that total. The catcher from UCLA hit .375 during the regular season for the Bruins. Hasn't gotten it cooking yet for the Red Sox. Imagine if he could start to hit.
Yeah, that's definitely an added bonus because then it allows Austin Wells to play another position on the field and keep his bat in the lineup. You don't have to DH him because he's also arguably your best athlete defensively as well. It almost feels sometimes like an injustice to have him behind the plate when he can do so many other things in the field. And that way, if Cardenas can get it going offensively, we've seen him have some really solid hits. A lot of line drive power in his bat. Almost got one out not too long ago. And if he could start to really help turn the lineup over from the bottom half, that could be a huge bonus for this team.
Neiman back to the dugout. First pitch to Cardenas. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. Cardenas recently here at the Red doubled off the wall in straightaway center. Probably the most solid ball we've seen Noah strike all season. Bases are loaded, nobody down. We're scoreless in the bottom of the second. The 1-0 to Cardenas. Wave and a miss over a pitch on the inner half. 1-1. Palmer has good speed on third. Riley King on second. Carson Taylor on first. The middle infield is at double play depth for the Mariners. Corey Acton, the third baseman, even with the bag. Cavadas behind the base runner, Taylor at first. A ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. Cardenas hits it in the air down the right field line. That's a foul ball, and it will land harmlessly in the grass in between the right field foul line and the out of bounds area. A ball and 2 strikes now to Cardenas. Cardenas had the day off yesterday. Wells got the start at catcher. R.J. Yeager's on deck for YD. The bottom of the order looking to do some damage here in the second. Taylor, Seymour. Cardenas fists it over the head of Cavadas. That's going to plate Palmer. King got a great jump, but Pick's going to hold him up. Throw comes back to the infield from Ludwig, cut off by Cavadas. It's an RBI single for Noah Cardenas, and YD jumps out 1-0 here in the second. A pitch in on the hands that he just punched over the leaping Cavadas. Riley King got a great read on the baseball, but Pick electing to play it safe with still nobody out. Holds him at third. The bases are still loaded with nobody down for R.J. Yeager. The third RBI of the season for Cardenas. Second soft single through the right side of the inning for YD. Now Seymour to Yeager. Wave and a miss at a first pitch fastball. Yeager hitting 180 on the season. 6 runs driven in for him. Slightly open stance from the right side for Yeager. The bases are still loaded, nobody out. The 0-1. Fastball misses right near the ear flap of Yeager. Twists out of the way of that heater. A ball and a strike. Wyatt Young on deck for the Red Sox, the league's leading hitter. 1-0 YD in the bottom of the second. The 1-1. Breaking ball misses inside to Yeager. 2 balls into strike. Wyatt Young has been great with runners on base this season. Would love to get him an opportunity here with nobody down. Yeager, the 2-1. Rip through the left side. That's a base hit. The bottom of the order gets it done. King scores. Everybody else advances 90 feet and holds there. Yeager, a sharply hit ground ball, squeaks through the 5.5 hole on the left side, picked up by Lanzillian left. Again, Pick playing it conservative with the top of his order up, but it's 2-0 Red Sox, still nobody out in the second.
And this is what we talked about in the Open, Brian, that's been missing from this team is the ability to just string hits together. That was something that they did with relative ease for a good chunk of this season, and that kind of got away from them. They kind of lost their offensive identity, which is to just bury pitchers at times. They wake up in a half inning, and all of a sudden you look up, and they've hung 6 in the frame.
First pitch, breaking ball, called strike to Wyatt Young. It's 0-1.
And it just seemed like over the last couple of weeks, and it was probably a byproduct of fatigue, being a little banged up, and all this stuff, that they just didn't have that big inning ability for a long time. And coupled with that, in order to have that happen, you have to have success from the bottom half of your order.
0-1, sharply hit ground ball, one hop to Hughes, throw to second, Fedko gets to the bag, relay to first, not in time. An RBI fielder's choice for Wyatt Young. Taylor scores from third, moving up is Cardenas from second to third. Yeager's forced out at second. It was a sharply hit one-hopper at Hughes. He had a little bit of a bobble, and the throw to Fedko wasn't perfect for a double play. That caused the relay to be way late for Young. So he's aboard with the fielder's choice. YD now leading 3-0 in the second inning. And it's Brad Beasley with runners on the corners and one down. Beasley struck out in the first inning against Seymour. Here's the first pitch to him in the second. Fastball misses up high for ball 1. 3 runs already in the inning for YD, coming to the meat of their order. Austin Wells on deck for the Red Sox. He already has a double today. The 1-0 to Beasley. Grounds it over the head of Cardenas, foul up the third baseline. Took one hop, Cardenas ducked out of the way, and it just kicked wide of the chalk. Beasley has struggled against these Mariners over these last 2 days. Runners on the corners, one down in the bottom of the second. 3-0 YD. The offense breaking it open early. Seymour from the stretch still. The 1-1. Breaking ball, misses inside. 2 balls into strike. Wyatt Young on first base has 8 stolen bases in 11 tries on the season, but he's been nursing a bit of a leg discomfort, causing him to probably not be going anywhere. 2-1. Fastball notches the outer edge. Pitcher's pitch from Seymour on the mound. Now it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Seymour sets at the chest. The pitch, swing and a miss from Beasley. He strikes out for the second time today, and that's the second out here in the second. 3-0 Red Sox, and Austin Wells to the plate with Cardenas on third, Young on first. Wells doubled off the left field wall in the first, already facing Seymour for the second time today due to a 3-run second inning for the Red Sox. 2 down, the pitch to Wells. Breaking ball, hooks in there for strike 1. Wells is the 8th man to come to the plate here for YD in the second. 3-0 over Harwich. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Wave and a miss by Wells. It was down in the dirt, stuffed by Pat Winkle. Right off the chest protector, it trickled out in front of home plate. Everybody stays put. Wells, the league leader in strikeouts with 42. He's had a great year, but has suffered from the K. Here's the 0-2. Popped up, foul territory. That might be room for Acton, the third baseman. Drifting near the line, that's going to reach the seats. Lands harmlessly just beyond the bleachers here in YD. Wells able to earn another pitch. Still no balls and 2 strikes. The bottom of the order getting it done here for the Red Sox in the second inning. 3 hits in the frame, a couple of walks, and Wyatt Young on first base with the fielder's choice. The 0-2 to Wells. Lines it. That's going to get down the left field line. Fair ball. Cardenas scores easily. Young coming towards third. Throw goes into second. Wells is there standing. The second double of the day for Austin Wells. This one drives in the fourth run of the day for the Red Sox. A 4-run second, and they're still going with runners on second and third and 2 down for Jack Thomas Wold.
You said it before the game, Brian. You were expecting a big day from Austin Wells at the plate. It's been struggling of late, just 5 hits in his last 5 games. Already now 2 in this one. The average will climb back up. It had been dipping a little bit over the last few days, and you had to figure that he wasn't going to stay cold for too much longer. He's too good of a hitter, too talented of a baseball player. One, to have such a sustained stretch.
First pitch misses up to Wold, ball 1.
And 2, get in his own head about it.
Yeah.
He is way too smart, way too composed to be able to look at it any other way than critically, make the adjustments necessary. We saw him talking to Scott Pickler before the game yesterday, saying, hey, can you look at my swing? What tweaks can I make?
First, rather the 1-0. Bounced up the middle by Wold. Tough play. Fedko throws to first, throws it away. Past Cavadas. Young is going to score. Wold's going to move to second. Wells will also cross the plate. It was a slow roller, bounced up over the head of Seymour. Fedko, the second baseman, charged. His off-balance throw sailed wide of Cavadas, and it is 6-0 YD. A monster 6-run second, Andre. We talked about the ability to put up a crooked number, and YD has batted around here in the second inning with a 6 spot.
Yeah, it just feels like that collective exhale is happening in that YD dugout right now, that proverbial finally.
Yeah.
Because this team knows what they're capable of. This team knows that they can do this on any given night. It just hadn't happened the last few games. And so to finally, it feels like they've got their mojo back a little bit in this one already early with now the 6-0 lead.
Seymour facing Palmer for the second time this inning. Palmer already has walked and scored in the second. First pitch misses down and into Palmer, ball 1. Harwich's bullpen still relatively quiet, maybe a couple stretching down there. But they need Seymour to go deeper than just the second today. A ball and no strikes to Jake Palmer. Wold leads from second. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses in, 2 balls and no strikes. We talked about the ability of Jake Palmer as a leadoff man at UC Irvine. Well, he led off this inning, and look how that worked out. He might have found a home in that 5 spot for YD. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch from Seymour. Palmer rolls it foul right towards the Harwich dugout. 2 balls and a strike now. Already, by far the most earned runs Seymour's allowed on the season. He's allowed 3 runs once, never more than 2 earned. He's given up a 6 spot here in the second inning against YD. 5 of them are earned. Only the throwing error from Fedko has allowed an unearned run to score. The 2-1 to Palmer. Fouled off this time to the left side out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's a Jack Thomas Wold single officially, so he's going to get credit for 1 RBI, Wyatt Young scoring. The Wells run is what is unearned. YD with 5 hits in the frame. 2-2 to Palmer, 2 down. Wold on second, 6-0 Red Sox. Seymour to the plate. Breaking ball misses inside. What do you know? Another full count to Jake Palmer. Automatic.
There again, knowing his role.
Over the last 2 days, Jake Palmer has scored 3 times and only been retired once against this Harwich team. Three-two, 2 outs. Wold leads from second. The pitch. Palmer fists it in the air to left field. Lanzilli coming in, and he'll make the catch. YD's second inning finally comes to an end for Carson Seymour. They get 6 runs on 5 hits. There was an error. 1 man left aboard for the Red Sox in the second. 6-0 through 2. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
from the University of Connecticut.
Legend
number
Smith
5, Pat
had to wait a while to come back out and take the mound here in the top of the third inning as his offense was busy spotting him with a 6-run advantage. His first pitch is a breaking ball that stays high and over the head of the leadoff batter. Bottom third of the order due up for Harwich. 7, 8, and 9. Pat Winkle in the box right now. He smokes one into right center field. Beasley looking up, and that one is gone. Into the trees. Pat Winkle responds right away. And the Mariners are on the board. It's 6-1.
There goes the no-hitter. Winkle got all of that one out to right field. No doubter, Beasley barely moved, just trotted over towards right center. A pitch down in the zone. It probably wasn't a terrible pitch, but Winkle went down and got all of it.
From Louisiana State University, number 19, Cal.
So the solo home run doesn't hurt Legend Smith. Still out of the windup, still working with the 5-run advantage. It's the first hit of the ball game for Harwich. First pitch to the shortstop, Hal Hughes, is a ball. Misses wide, and it's 1-0. Chopped high to Riley King at third. He'll go across the diamond to Wold, and that's the first out of the inning.
Sometimes you wonder if big innings like that, what the effect is going to be like on the opposing pitcher. So Whitey gets a 6-run second. Legend Smith sitting a while. I'm glad that he's in the strike zone because my big worry often is walks after a big inning like that. And you don't want him to leave pitches out over the middle of the plate either. Now, Winkle got the home run, but again, that pitch was down. Not a bad pitch.
First pitch is in there for a called strike to Corey Acton, the third baseman, and it's 0-1. Was a lengthy bottom of the second inning for YD. Yes, he did, said home plate umpire Doug Isham, and it's quickly 0-2.
Harwich has somebody up and throwing. You wonder if Seymour's day is going to be done through a ton of pitches in the second.
0-2 pitch from Legend Smith, misses just outside on the fastball, and it's 1-2. One-two, skipped in at the dirt, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Legend Smith, no hitter is gone, shutout's gone, but still has an opportunity working with the 5-run cushion to have an outstanding start in this one. That one misses upstairs. Payoff pitch incoming. Chopped on the ground right at RJ Yeager. It eats him up a little bit, and that will allow Corey Acton to reach. It's an E4, and it's another base runner on for the Mariners.
Yeah, you said it. It ate him up. Yeager kind of let it come at him rather than going and getting the baseball. Just letting it take the in-between hop. Didn't want to back up and play a high hop, but he probably should have charged and tried to go with the short pick. Instead, it's going to be an error on Yeager. Whitey tied with Harwich for the fewest errors coming in. Both teams already with 1 error in just the third inning.
The error for Harwich proved to be costly, allowing another additional run to score in that 6-run bottom of the second inning. Legend Smith trying to work around the E4 here. Double play gets him out of the inning. Leadoff man Chris Galland in the box. He flew out to Brad Beasley, his first time up. Now time is called by Isham behind the plate. Smith out of the stretch. First pitch is a breaking ball. Excuse me, 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball. And it's now 0-2. O2 pitch from Smith. Big swing and a miss as Gallen spins all the way around, chasing the fastball. And that's the second out of the inning.
Legend Smith continues to look good out on the mound. He's been efficient with the pitches despite allowing the home run in the air in the inning. That's really not even a bad inning for Legend Smith.
Christian Fedko now steps in. 2 down here in the top of the 3rd inning. Harwich getting the goose egg off the scoreboard, courtesy of the Pat Winkle solo home run to lead off the frame. First pitch to Fedko is a breaking ball that drops in on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. A 1 pitch gets away from Cardenas. No advance, though, from Acton on first base, and it's 1-1. Fedko takes a second to adjust the batting gloves. Now steps back into the right-hander's batter's box. One. Another breaking ball dots the outside corner, and it's 1-2. Wide strike zone today from Doug Isham behind the plate.
Christian Fedko wasn't happy with that one, but honestly, that pitch looks like it was right there to me. There's been some other questionable calls, both sides, that we know it's a wide one, but I thought that was right there on the corner.
1-2 pitch in coming from Smith. Checks the runner Acton on first a couple times. Now time is called.
Acton hasn't attempted a stolen base this year, but that was clearly Smith messing with the timing. Long look to Acton at first. Cardenas can really throw behind the plate, though. Definitely the best arm. One of the best arms here in the Cape League from home plate.
On the ground, right side through the hole. That's a base hit. Acton's going to go first to third. The throw will come in and be cut off by Wyatt Young. And it's runners on the corners, 2 men down for the Mariners.
Good piece of hitting by Christian Fedko. It's cliche, but with 2 strikes, he just went through the right side with the hit. Got his barrel to a pitch on the outside corner. That's exactly what you're taught to do, and that's why Fedko is having such a good season. Reasons like that. Just barreled it easy through the right side. That's an easy single, and now you have one of your best hitters in Cabrera at the plate with a man in scoring position.
Cabrera was in the leadoff spot yesterday for Harwich. Had a couple of hits in that one. Really barreled up Eric Tolman. Struck out his first time up against the Oklahoma Sooner Legend Smith. First pitch. Boy, Legend Smith has a good feel for that breaking ball today. He drops it in, and they're all located in the same spot on the outside corner to righties, inside corner to lefties, and it's 0-1. Runners on the corners, 2 men down, already 1 across in the inning. The Pat Winkle solo home run getting the Mariners on the board. 0-1, smoked into the left center field gap, and that'll score another run. Fedko's going to go first to third on the play. The throw comes into second. And Cabrera's in there, standing with the double.
Just splits the left center gap. That run's going to be unearned because of the Jaeger air. But 2 runs in the inning. Good response here from Harwich.
The left fielder from Wake Forest University, Chris Lanzilli.
So now Chris Lanzilli will step in. Score now 6-2 Red Sox. Harwich showing that they're not just going to roll over. First pitch to Lanzilli is in the dirt, blocked well by Cardenas behind the plate, and it's 1-0. Legend Smith working out of the stretch, trying to navigate out of the jam here with just the 2 runs scored. Just off the inner half, and it's now 2-0.
Do have a base open, but Nico Cavadas is on deck, and he's the tying run. It's the Cape League leader in home runs, so it's basic knowledge tells you base open, you can pitch around the guy, but I'm attacking Lanzilli, who's hitting just .205 on the year before Cavadas.
Infield shifting Lanzilli to pull as the 2-0 pitch is a fastball in there for a called strike, 2-1.
I just said that. I got to go back to my seat.
Lanzilli out and left today, grounded out to Wyatt Young at short, his first time up. 2-1. Lined, that'll just get past the diving glove of Wyatt Young. Wells to throw home, it's a good one. Just not quite in time as both Fedko and Cabrera score. Lanzilli moves up 90 feet on the throw to second base. It's an RBI single, 2 RBI single, and it's 6-4 Red Sox.
Just gets through the left side. If Wyatt Young knocks it down, probably only 1 run scores, but instead they both do, and all of a sudden, this is a ball game again. YD's crooked number answered with one of their own, and again, all of these runs are unearned because of the air earlier in the frame from RJ Yeager.
So couple the error with some 2-out misfortune that has been the Achilles heel of YD pitchers this season, and all of a sudden the 6-0 lead is cut by 2/3. It's now 6-4, and the first pitch to Nico Cavadas is downstairs for a ball, and Noah Cardenas will go out there and have a chat.
All of a sudden it's becoming a long inning for Legend Smith. He was at right around 20 pitches coming in, and now he's up over 45. And that 25 pitch mark, if you throw more than 25 pitches in an inning, that's generally when pitchers really start to get tired and weary out on the mound.
Smith still out of the stretch, the 1-0. Breaking ball that dips downstairs, and it's 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, they're going to be careful with Cavadas. This is where, with the base open, you can kind of be a little more picky as the pitcher, try to see if they're just going to roll over on one and or maybe just chase some pitches out of the zone.
Two-0 pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike, 2-1. I think the breaking ball has been Legend Smith's best pitch so far today.
Yeah, I would agree. The curveball has gotten swings and misses. The fastball's been good, but those 2 pitches especially has been where it is. But the fastball rather has been hit a little bit more.
In there for a called strike, and it's now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Legend Smith looking to get out of the inning.
Yeah, that was the breaking ball.
Smith set at the chest. Couple checks on the runner at second. Now comes home. 2-2. Smoked. And that'll get through the right side, and that's a base hit for Cavadas, and it'll be 6-5 Red Sox as Lanzilli comes around to score. Cavadas with an RBI base hit. And the lead is just 1.
All of these hits coming with 2 outs. We know the air makes them all unearned, but Legend Smith has been roughed up here in the 3rd. He should have been out of it a while ago, but 4 straight hits and then a home run earlier in the inning. That's no joke. A couple of just the 1 double, but some loud base hits on the singles as well.
First pitch is fouled back by Mike Ludwig. As after the Red Sox bat around, Harwich comes back and says, fine, you want to do it? We'll do it too, as this is the 9th man to come to the plate for Harwich. Oh, 1. Chopped on the ground right at RJ Yeager. This time fields it cleanly over to first. And at long last, Legend Smith is out of the inning. 5 runs touch the plate for Harwich as they've immediately respond in the way that you would like. If you're in that dugout, we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's 6-5 Red Sox here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
second baseman from Mercer University, Ajay Yeager.
Seymour's day is done as he gives way to the two-way player out of the University of Virginia, Devin Ortiz. YD, after scoring 6 in the bottom of the second, saw Harwich come back
from the
with 5 of their own.
The third baseman, Riley King.
And it's 6-5 Red Sox as we enter the bottom of the third. Andre Sims, Brian McLaughlin with you. Ortiz's first 2 offerings of the day are downstairs, and it's quickly 2-0.
Ortiz was the MVP of the Florida Gulf Coast League prior to coming here to the Cape.
2-0 pitch misses just outside.
He was on the Bradenton Mafia.
Mascot is the Mafia.
That is correct.
I can get down with that.
They won the Florida Gulf Coast League this year, and Ortiz, the two-way man, hit over 500 as well as a great pitcher on the mound.
3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike, 3-1. The Mafia.
Yeah.
That's up there with one of the teams from your former league, the Green Bay Booyah.
Yeah, that's a new one this year. The other team names are the Cat 5, the Juice, and the Category 5.
Chopped weekly to Hal Hughes, and he'll go across the diamond to Cavadas at first, and Riley King is retired 6-3 to start the inning.
I imagine Category 5 is for a Category 5 Hurricane.
I would agree.
From Virginia
Those are some fun
University.
team names.
I would absolutely. To be able to say I play for the Mafia,
Yep. Or the Juice.
the Juice is another great one.
Bradenton Juice.
Bradenton Juice. Where are these other teams?
Sarasota. Bradenton. Let's see. I'm going to do some more research.
First pitch to Carson Taylor is drilled the other way, but right at Lanzilli and left, and that's the second out of the inning. So now Cardenas will step to the plate. He had an RBI single that just fell in over the head of Cavadas up the right field line back in the second inning. First pitch to the UCLA catcher is a Frisbee-esque breaking ball that dances outside, and it's 1-0. Ortiz is ranked as the number 27 prospect in baseball by Baseball America. That was after playing in the Northwoods League last season.
Remember the Kenosha Kingfish. He was initially supposed to come to us in Kalamazoo, but ended up going to Kenosha in northern Illinois.
2-0 pitch to Cardenas. Chopped foul up towards the YD dugout, and it's 2-1. Ortiz retoes the revert, looking for a shutdown inning after Harwich hung a 5 spot on Legend Smith.
The baseball city team in this Florida Gulf Coast League was in St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg. So we're talking northern Florida here.
Yeah, we're talking the northern Florida range.
A lot of baseball in Florida. Spring training, Florida Gulf Coast League. There's an entire high A level in Florida. Cardenas gets a hold of one to left field, but it's going to be just in the yard as Lanzilli ranges back. And that's the third out of the inning. Ortiz works a 1-2-3 third. We head to the top of the fourth inning at 6-5 Red Sox. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Pat Winkle, who started the 5-run outburst in the top of the 4th inning, set to lead things off. Excuse me, the top of the 3rd inning, set to lead things off in the top of the 4th, as Legend Smith is still out there. First pitch swinging as Winkles. He skies one towards Austin Wells in left. He'll settle underneath it and make the play for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Legend Smith needs a quick inning out on the mound after a lengthy 3rd inning.
The shortstop from Louisiana State University.
Sure, Scott Pickler wants Legend Smith to at least get through 4, maybe 5, depending on where the pitch count lies after this inning. There is action in the YD bullpen. Hal Hughes steps into the box, the LSU Tiger. Up there with Wyatt Young is without a doubt the smoothest shortstops on the Cape. First pitch to him is a fastball pumped in on the outer half. It's 0-1.
That's why Hal Hughes plays every day. He's a plus defender at shortstop. He's only hitting 178 despite tearing up this team here in YD, but he continues to make every play out at short.
0-1, breaking ball in the outside corner, and it's 0-2.
That's that healthy outside corner again. Legend Smith clearly going with that 12-6 breaking ball a lot more, though.
If you're giving it to you, no sense.
Yeah.
Might as well keep putting the pitch in that spot. At a certain point, the batters are going to have to adjust as the 0-2 pitch is upstairs, and it's 1-2. Hal Hughes was not a fan of that call. We've seen players up and down this lineup on both sides. Disagreeing with calls. That one flared to right field. That'll get down in front of Jake Palmer. And it's a 1-out base knock. Wide turn there from Hal Hughes, but he retreats to first, and he's on that.
The third
Looks like we got Tate Samuelson juggling in the dugout currently.
I can juggle.
You can. That's what I was trying to get your attention about.
I was confused with what you were pointing at.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to alert you to.
There it is. There is a bullpen arm up. That's what I thought you were trying to talk about, but I'm much more intrigued by the juggling. Let's see some tricks take.
First pitch to the 9-hole man, Corey Acton. Check swing, but he went around, and it's 0-1.
Wild to me that Hal Hughes just continues to crush the YD Red Sox pitching. He has struggled hitting the baseball against every other team, but for whatever reason against YD, he had 2 hits yesterday, a hit already today.
The 0-1, chopped weakly foul back towards the screen, and it's 0-2. Seems to be the theme with this Harwich team is unlikely heroes, as Dylan Noisy had his only 2 home runs of the game against this YD team a little over a week ago.
Hal Hughes against July 8th, against YD on July 8th had 2 hits. Against YD on July 19th had 2 hits. Last night had 2 hits against YD.
And how many hits does he have total in the season? That's now
13.
That's 7 hits against YD, 13
well,
total.
14 including today.
So half of his hits this season have come against the Red Sox.
First game, June 26th against YD, he went 0 for 2. Still.
7 of 14 total hits from Hal Hughes against YD. 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed by Acton, and that's the second out of the inning. Legend Smith gets his 4th strikeout of the day.
Designated hitter from Boston College,
Chris Gallen now steps in, top of the order. Gallen getting his 3rd at-bat in this one. Flew out to Beasley in center field his first time, and then struck out swinging back in the 3rd.
To add to that, Hal Hughes has had 4 multi-hit days on the summer, 3 against the Red Sox.
Ownage is ownage, as they say. First pitch to Galland is 1-0. Legend Smith working out of the stretch. Comes set, now delivers.
Attaboy, Ledge.
Breaking ball in there, 1-1. Both pitchers looking to have shutdown innings in the 4th. Chopped on the ground towards Riley King. Fields the short hop. Goes across the diamond to Wold. And that'll end the inning. A good play from Riley King at third, fielding the tricky hop, and that gets Legend Smith out of the fourth inning. We're through 3.5. It's still 6-5 Red Sox on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the fourth here at Red Wilson Field. Andre Sims, Brian McLaughlin here with you. First pitch from Ortiz misses well high. It's at the eyes of R.J. Yeager, and it's 1-0. Yeager had an RBI single in the third, then was erased on the fielder's choice from Wyatt Young. 1-0 pitch is a breaking ball that also misses, and it's now 2-0. R.J. Yeager, of course, on the other side, had the costly error that really extended the inning for Legend Smith in the top of the third. And he skies the 2-0 offering just out of the infield dirt. Hal Hughes ranging over to the right in front of the second baseman, Fedko. But it's always shortstop's ball. And that's the first out of the inning.
Hal Hughes taking command there. RJ looks more comfortable at the plate, though, today. Ready an RBI hit. He was attacking early in the count and just popped one up there. That's one. I'm happy to see that for RJ. He's been really working hard all summer, trying to bring it around on just everything within his swing, trying to get it to the forefront.
First pitch to Wyatt Young just misses outside, and it's 1-0.
Come on, Sheriff, contact, kid. Drive it.
One 1-0 pitch to Wyatt Young. That one's high and tight. He has to lift the elbows up and out of the way, and it's 2-0.
You know, Andre, pregame we were talking, it's been a while since we had one of these 10-7 type of YD games that were so common early in the season, and then out of nowhere today, 6-5 in the fourth.
2-0. Chopped on the ground, slowly up the first base line. That's going to be a tough play. And Wyatt Young is safe as he legs out the infield single.
Really close play there. Devin Ortiz, the two-way guy, is a great athlete on the mound. Cavadas made the play. Ortiz swerved offline, but when he reached out his foot to touch first base, he came up just a bit short of the bag and to slide it on the dirt towards the cushion, and Wyatt Young legs out the infield's hit.
So a one-out base runner now for Brad Beasley. He's had a tough day at the plate, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, one looking, one swinging.
Keep it going.
First pitch skied off the right field line. Ludwig is crashing, but that'll fall harmlessly in foul territory, and it's 0-1. Beasley awaits the 0-1. Wyatt Young gets his lead off first base. Right center field is open for Brad Beasley as the center fielder Cabrera is shaded into left center field gap. As he takes an off-speed pitch in there for a called strike on the outside corner, it's 0-2.
Ortiz sitting in right around 90 miles an hour with the fastball, and there was the slider in the upper 70s. Really just the two-pitch mix so far from him, and it's been really good.
0-2. Beasley flares it on the infield dirt, and it drops. And Cavadas now has to pick it up, and he'll go to second and force out Wyatt Young, who was really hung out to dry. Not much he could do there. And so Beasley replaces Young on first, and now there are 2 down in the inning.
I have no clue how they're going to score that. I suppose it's just a fielder's choice. 3-6 for Brad Beasley. He's on base, 2 down. Cavadas holding the base runner on, I think, thought that was deeper than it was. It just ends up falling probably in a position he should have made the catch on. Fedko couldn't run it down, but now 2 down. Wells has been on fire, though, today. This is a fun matchup with him and Ortiz.
Beasley back with a dive. Austin Wells 2 for 2 with 2 doubles, both of which going to the opposite way, which I think is the truest sign that he is out of the slump and seeing the ball better at the plate.
Completely agree.
Another check on Beasley, who's getting a bigger lead over there on first base, and he's back once again with a dive.
Come on, Austin.
When Austin Wells is at his best, he's driving the ball to all fields.
The one was one that he really struck well. The second double, he just kind of poked it down the line and guided it fair for a double.
First pitch once again the other way as he gets a base hit through the left side, and it's 3 for 3 day for Austin Wells.
Yep, when he's at his best, you said it, it is hitting the ball with authority to left field. And that was one, he just got a pitch on the outer part of the plate, didn't try to do too much, just guided it through the left side of the infield for an easy hit. That's the MVP that we've seen from Austin Wells. 3 for 3 today. That's going to help the average back up above 320 at the moment, and he's driving it as well.
One for Joey.
Jack Thomas Wold now steps in. As there'll be a quick chat on the mound as Winkle comes out to talk to Ortiz after giving up back-to-back 2-out, not base hits, so it was a fielder's choice for Beasley, but back-to-back 2-out base runners.
Good speed on second for Beasley. Wells, a great athlete on first. Wold really could do some damage by getting one into the gap here.
Still just a 1-run deficit here in South Yarmouth. 6-5 our score. Whitey now with 6 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. Harwich 5 runs on 6 hits, 1 error. First pitch to Wold. That one's downstairs. It needs a slide from Winkle behind the plate to stay in front. And it's 1-0. Wold a couple of hits yesterday. And he's another guy, a la Cardenas, where if he could really get it going, would be a huge weapon for these Red Sox, as it's a fastball that misses up at the eyes, and it's quickly 2-0 to Jack Thomas Wold.
Boy, 1-9 for kid.
Come on, Jack Thomas.
Wold ahead in the count 2-0. Can focus in on his pitch and his pitch alone. Rests the bat on his shoulders. Ortiz is set, now delivers. That one's chopped foul up the right field line, and it's now 2-1.
Wold's timing has been something he's really been working on with Scott Pickler. He has a very significant load where he is, like you said, the bat resting on his back shoulder, and then he kind of flicks it up before hitting. Pick's been really trying to get him to work on that load earlier prior to the pitch coming in, and Pick feels like that'll just help his swing be more on time, and it's played an effect.
2-1 pitch, 2 down in the inning, 2 runners on. It's a breaking ball that misses low and away, and it's 3 balls, 1 strike.
Now Wold's got to be hunting for a fastball. 3-1. He doesn't want to walk it. He's going to come back with the heat here. Wold's really has as good of raw power as anybody in this lineup. Can do some damage, but he's got to try to stay through the middle with it, I think. Similar to Wells' approach. Can't try to just pull everything.
Outfield is shading him to pull, as is the infield. 3-1. He got the fastball, but hooked it. It'll drift foul and out of play.
That was high. Ended up not going too far, but up an elevator shaft from Wold on that swing. Got the fastball in the inner part of the plate, so tough to keep it fair. His eyes got big, a high and tight fastball, and he tried to do a lot of damage with it. Hard to blame him, but now 3-2. Couple different directions Ortiz can go. He clearly has some trust in the slider.
Has trust in the breaking pitch, but has had a little bit of struggles locating it for a strike. Wold does have some propensity to chase pitches, especially with 2 strikes. Big at-bat here for the complexion of this game. YD just leading by 1 with 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. A fist pump from Ortiz on the mound as he got Jack Thomas Wold swinging. YD strands a pair on base. It's still 6-5. We head to the top of the 5th. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Top of the 5th inning, it's 6-5, YD over Harwich as we begin the 5th. Legend Smith still out on the mound to face 2, 3, and 4 for Harwich. First pitch to Christian Fedko is popped up high, foul, backwards and out of play for strike 1. Brian McLaughlin and Alex Chapman back on the broadcast here joining me for the 5th inning. Top 5, YD on top 6-5. All the runs coming in just 2 different half innings. YD scored 6 in the bottom of the 2nd. 0-1 to Fedko. Breaking ball skips in the dirt, 1-1. And all of Harwich's 5 runs came in the top of the 3rd against Legend Smith. I was talking with Andre, Alex. It feels like it's been a while since we've had one of these high-scoring games. The 1-1 here to Fedko. Breaking ball skips in the dirt, 2-1. Kind of what YD was known for early in the season, these high-scoring affairs, but back to low scoring recently, but here we are, high scoring again today.
Absolutely. You said it yourself earlier, where has this been all year? We know the players are capable of this, and we've almost been expecting it, but things just haven't seemed to get together for them until the 2nd inning here today.
2-1, breaking ball slipped out of the hand of Legend Smith. If we were in the movie Major League, I would say just a bit outside. That one never had a grip. It was probably about 20 feet high and away to the right-handed hitting Fedko.
It's not what we want to see from Legend Smith here, top 5. He settled in last inning after that terrible 3rd, and we really want to get a 1-2-3 inning here.
3-1 to Fedko. Fastball, that one the proper grip from Legend on the inner half for strike 2. Full count, nobody down. Fedko singled and scored in the 3rd inning. Flew out to Brad Beasley in center in the 1st. Smith shakes his head once. Now the lefty wants. The 3-2 to Fedko. Misses down in the dirt, blocked by Cardenas, but it's ball 4. Fedko heads down with the leadoff walk here in the 5th. YD does have some action in their left field bullpen. Still leading by 1.
Fielder from Louisiana State University, Daniel Cabrera.
Legend Smith has allowed 5 runs. Only one of those runs is earned, however. Everything that came after the error by R.J. Yeager in the third was unearned, despite allowing 4 hits, all pretty solidly struck following that error. How would you assess Legend's performance today?
He's been playing well. The velocity's there. He's up in the low 90s today. He had command earlier in the game.
First pitch breaking ball misses to Cabrera for ball 1.
It seemed as if he was cruising. Like you said, all that happened with 2 outs in the second inning there. A routine ground ball to Yeager. So I've liked what I've seen. It's a shame that he got roughed up, and it seemed like he was kind of shaken after that error. But he's been pitching well as far as we can tell today.
Hard to judge when he has all those unearned runs to his name. A ball and no strikes to Cabrera. The pitch, wave and a miss over a breaking ball, 1-1. Cabrera, an RBI double for him in the third. He also went down looking against Smith back in the first. Fedko on first, nobody down. The 1-1. Swing and a miss on another off speed. A ball and 2 strikes. YD leading by 1 here in the top of the 5th. 6-5 over Harwich. Legend really being deliberate, taking his time out there on the mound now with a base runner on first. The 1-2. Fastball, called strike 3. Brushes the outer edge. That part of the strike zone has been a giant one all day, and Smith bites a chunk out of it for his 5th strikeout today, setting down Cabrera, looking for the first out of the 5th.
Home plate umpire tonight's been incredibly consistent. You said it's been very wide, but he has been calling that both ways all game, which has been good to see.
Doug Isham today. It's been a wide strike zone, but like you said, a consistent one. 1 down for Chris Lanzilli. Fedko leads from first. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Lanzilli over and off speed. Feels like Legend's really gone to that curveball slider type pitch ever since he got roughed up in the third.
Yeah, you came in and mentioned it to me in the other room. He was really just throwing out almost every pitch. Off speed, off speed. It's almost as if he didn't trust the fastball.
Lanzilli had a 2 RBI single in that 5-run third for Harwich. Here's the 0-1. Pick behind the base runner. The tag not in time. Cardenas threw from one knee down to Jack Thomas Wold. Tried to catch Christian Fedko leaning, but he's back with a head-first slide. 1-1. Fedko, 1 stolen base and 3 tries on the summer. Cardenas has a great arm. Long look from Smith. The 1-1. Breaking ball, hit in the air, center field that gets down in front of Beasley on a hop. The runner's going to try to test it. Here's the throw, the relay from Young, the tag, in time. Fedko has gone down at third. Beasley to Young to King, and that's the 2nd out here in the 5th. Sharp single from Lanzilli. Fedko tested Beasley. He relayed it to Wyatt Young, and that's a great execution from those 3 for the Red Sox for the 2nd out here in the 5th. 8-6-5 put out in the scorebook. Clinical execution from Beasley, Young, and King on that play. Now there's 2 down for Nico Cavadas. Lefty-lefty with Legend Smith. First pitch fastball misses away for ball 1. The runner on first is Lanzilli. He singled towards right center. Beasley picked it up on 1 hop. Whitey made that look easy. 1-0 the count to Nico Cavadas. Smith from the stretch. The 1-0. Breaking ball misses, blocked in the dirt by Cardenas. Have we seen a Legend Smith pickoff attempt today?
I don't think we have. He's very set on just getting the ball to the plate and getting the hitters out, it seems.
Almost like John Lester. He seems to really vary his timing to the plate, but not comfortable throwing over. That's a monster lead on first for Lanzilli. The 2-0. Breaking ball brushes the inside corner to Cavadas, 2-1.
Really was giving him the stare down there, Lanzilli, over at first.
Yeah.
He thought he might throw it right after you said something there.
Wonder how comfortable Legend Smith is throwing over to first base.
He really is hopping 2 or 3 hops right off that base just casually.
It's as big of a lead as we've seen this summer. Long pause from Smith. Now to the plate. 2-1. Fastball misses just below the zone. 3 balls and a strike. Helps to have Cardenas behind the plate. He really has a cannon. Smith pretty quick to home plate as well. He's just up over the 80 pitch count mark. 3-1 to Cavadas. 2 down. The pitch. Breaking ball low for ball 4. A 2-out walk, and there are runners on first and second with 2 down for the Mariners. They trail 6-5, and that might end Legend Smith's day. Up over 80 pitches. That's right around when Pick likes to head to the pen. Sure enough, to the bullpen. 6-5. Whitey leads it. Runners on first and second. 2 outs for Harwich. That's Nolan McCarthy making his debut out of the pen for the Red Sox. We'll get you his information when we return here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 5th, 6-5. Whitey leads the Harwich Mariners, but there are runners on first and second. 2 outs for the Mariners, and it's Mike Ludwig at the plate. Nolan McCarthy out of the pen for the Red Sox, making his debut today. Junior out of Occidental College, Oxy Athletics, a Division III school. He was really good this year for the Tigers out in Southern California. He was a D3 baseball All-American and had a 1.74 ERA in 13 starts, 15 appearances for the Tigers this season. Making his debut today for YD. 6'5" right-hander. Facing the lefty Ludwig at the plate out of Wake Forest. Runners on first and second, 2 down. First pitch from McCarthy. Breaking ball misses high for ball 1. McCarthy in relief of Legend Smith. His line not quite closed. He finishes having gone 4 2/3, 8 hits allowed. 6-5, Whitey leads it. McCarthy from the stretch with Lanzelli on second, Cavadas at first. The 1-0. Swing and a miss on the fastball. It's 1-1. Ludwig was 0 for 2 against Legend Smith today. He wants time. He'll step out of the batter's box. A ball and a strike. McCarthy sets right at the belly button. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses outside. 2 balls into strike. Cardenas was set up away from McCarthy. Hit his spot, just missed. 2-1. Whitey playing Ludwig to pull on the infield to the right side. Wyatt Young up the middle. R.J. Yeager in the hole at second base. Here's the 2-1. Swinging a foul back from Ludwig. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Back-to-back fastballs away to the lefty. 2 balls, 2 strikes. What are you doing here if you're McCarthy?
I think you stick with what's working. Like you said, we've seen 2 fastballs in the outside corner. He's commanded the ball there well. I don't see any reason for him to stray away from that.
He sets. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A glance to second. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball stays upstairs and the count is full. The runners will be moving now with the pitch. Cavadas from first, Lanzilli from second. He will now assuredly score on any hit, and Cardenas is going to go out and have a chat with McCarthy on the mound. 5 pitches into his debut, a quick conversation with Cardenas. Big at-bat here in the top of the 5th. 6-5, Whitey leads Harwich, and Cardenas quickly back behind the plate. Gotta think fastball here, right?
I think the fastball is coming. I don't know if they were talking about signs up there, trying to straighten it out, location, but I think that is the pitch that we're going to see.
McCarthy out of the bullpen, a starter this year for Occidental College. 3-2, 2 outs. The pitch, fastball, called strike 3, right at the knees, and Ludwig isn't happy. He spins around, hopping up and down like a bunny rabbit, but he'll head back to the dugout. Harwich strands 2 in the 5th. McCarthy gets the K out of the pen. Whitey has Palmer, King, and Taylor to the plate. When we return, this is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the 5th inning, it's 6-5, Whitey over Harwich. Palmer set to lead off for the Red Sox. It is still Devin Ortiz on the mound in his 3rd inning of work for the Mariners out of the pen. The Virginia Cavalier, the two-way man, has been effective so far for Harwich. First pitch of the inning to Palmer. Fastball misses away from Ortiz for ball 1. Sitting right around 90 miles an hour. Big right-hander, mostly throwing a breaking ball, slider, and a fastball. 1-0 here to Palmer to begin the 5th. Here's the pitch. Off speed, that's in there for strike 1 to Jake. 1-1. I was talking with Andre, Alex, but Ortiz just had a monster summer in the Florida Gulf Coast League. He hit over 500, slugged over 1,000, and was great on the mound as well with a sub-2 ERA in a couple of starts. Here's the 1-1. Palmer checks his swing, the appeal. He didn't go. 2 balls and a strike to Palmer. No matter where you're at, scouts are going to love that. They see a two-way guy put up numbers like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen some of that with Eric Tolman. Granted, the numbers may not have been as catastrophic in maybe the competition.
2-1 fouled off by Palmer. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But as you say, and we always talk about it too with guys like Sam Hall and Brad Beasley, you're really looking for athletes, guys who know how to play the game and can play it in any position. And you know any team's going to love that at the professional level.
6-5 YD here over Harwich. Now, do you think when scouts see a guy that's two-way, do they try to project one way or the other, or do they really look at them as both players? 2-2. Off speed misses away to Palmer. The count is full. Do they look at them as trying to separate pitching and hitting, or do they look at them as just kind of one guy who can do both?
I think with some guys you have to pick one or the other, but you want to look at guys in the MLB examples like Shohei Ohtani. It's hard to force a guy to do one or the other when you can excel at both. And like you said, Ortiz did both in the Florida Gulf Coast League. So
3-2 to Palmer. Lined foul up the third baseline, out of play. Another 3-2.
If you see the talent, I don't see any reason not to let him do both.
Ortiz is proving he can do both. Primarily used as a pitcher this past year with Virginia. As a Cavalier, Ortiz started 5 games as a position player, 10 appearances. He went 8 for 19 at the plate with a home run. 3-2 to Palmer. Line drive over the leaping head of Acton down the left field line. It dunks in for a hit. Palmer a wide turnaround first. Strong throw comes in. A great pick by Fedko at second to keep it in front. And it's a leadoff single for Jake Palmer in the 5th. To complete the thought about Ortiz, he was their most effective arm out of the pen. A 4-0 record in 18 appearances. A 1.78 ERA for Ortiz as a pitcher this year for Virginia. So that's where the Cavaliers probably think of him best. Yet to see him get a swing for the Mariners. This is his second appearance on the mound. Palmer on first, nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. Whitey leading 6-5. Palmer's had a great day. Now Riley King at the plate. Ortiz from the stretch, spinning a fire to first. Back is Palmer with the dive. All 3 of Jake Palmer's at-bats today have worked 3-2 counts. Doing what he does best. Gets his first hit of the day. He also has a walk and a run. Now the first pitch to King. Slider misses low, blocked by Winkle.
If you're YD, Palmer's the exact guy you want to have at the plate to get on base. He's been doing it the last week and a half, just consistently, getting on base, 1-2 walks a game. Just knows how to do it.
The 1-0. King takes a called strike on the inside corner. A ball and a strike. Riley's 1 for 2 today. He singled and scored in the 6-run second for the Red Sox. Second time he's faced Ortiz today. Bounced out to shortstop in the 3rd. Palmer 3 stolen bases on the year. Decent lead at first base. The 1-1. Fouled back by King on a slider. A ball and 2 strikes. Ortiz with a really closed stance out there on the mound. Starts with his front foot, his left foot, closer to third base, almost as if he has his back turned to home plate. Bends over at the waist, looking for a sign from Winkle. Now he comes set. Just peeks over his shoulder at Palmer. A ball and 2 strikes to King. Long pause. Time called, and Ortiz has to stop his motion. Just as he was starting to kick up his foot. Pitchers have to hate that. Time called by Riley King at the plate.
You mentioned his orientation towards the plate and how he's leaned towards third. That spinning pickoff he had to first base was very impressive.
The 1-2, breaking ball, popped up, fouling out of play by Riley King. You talk about just being an athlete. I think that shows more than anything the athletic ability of Devin Ortiz on the hill. Mostly an infielder when he's not pitching. Last year, he was in the Northwoods League. I got to see him a few times. They used him primarily as an infielder. He barely got to pitch. Only 2 appearances in the Northwoods last summer. A ball and 2 strikes to King. Another check on first. Back safely is Palmer. Yeah, he really fires it over there. That's a good move. Almost got Brad Beasley last inning in the 4th. A ball and 2 strikes to King. Nobody out. Bottom of the 5th inning. The pitch. Fouled back again. Quite the battle here between King and Ortiz. Carson Taylor on deck. It was the bottom of the order that got things started for the Red Sox in their 6th-run second against Carson Seymour, the starter today for the Mariners. In fact, it was Palmer who led off that inning. He led off this one with a single as well. A ball and 2 strikes. Ortiz ready to go to King. The pitch. Breaking ball line. That's going to squeak through the left side for a base hit. Back-to-back singles to start the 5th against Ortiz for the Red Sox. King went after an off speed and just guided it through the pole side of the infield for the righty.
Great piece of hitting there by King. You said it yourself. I don't think he was expecting the off speed, but he did what he could with the pitch and drove it through the infield.
Now Carson Taylor, the switch hitting catcher from Virginia Tech, the designated hitter today for the Sox. A walk and a fly out for Taylor. His first hit of the season came yesterday against these Mariners. It was a 4-4 tie, but Taylor drove in 3 of those 4 on a 3-run long ball. First pitch from Ortiz. Taylor takes a called strike on the outer edge, 0-1.
The exact same situation we had yesterday. Flip-flop the runners on the bases, and Taylor has a chance to do it again.
Wind drifting out today to left field. No, just 1 home run today, rather. A solo shot from Patrick Winkle for Harwich. No balls and a strike. The pitch to Taylor. Ground ball, right side, moving to his left. Fedko, it squeaks through for another hit. Palmer's held up around third. Throw comes in from the outfield, cut off by Cavadas. Taylor rolled it over through the right side of the infield, outside the reach of Fedko. It was a hard turn by Palmer and a late stop sign from Pickett third, but they're loaded again in the 5th for YD after 3 straight knocks to start the inning from Palmer, King, and Taylor.
The second half of the order really being the spark plug for us today. We saw it in the bottom of the second inning, the same people, usual suspects getting on base and giving Cardenas another opportunity with the bases loaded.
An RBI single for Cardenas in the second got the scoring started for YD. Same situation, bases loaded, nobody out, and time's going to be called. There is a lefty up and tossing, but pretty lightly for Harwich. Feels like Ortiz has some wiggle room here to try to get out of this jam. Bases loaded, nobody out, 6-5 Red Sox. Cardenas today, high fly out to left field in his second at-bat today. When you look at Noah Cardenas, Alex, a guy with a big arm behind the plate, a line drive hitter, but we haven't really seen the power from him this year. What are your thoughts as he just finished his freshman year at UCLA, as he tries to develop more as a Bruin?
Right, we've seen his swing. It's absolutely beautiful. He's got a nice, smooth swing. He just puts the ball in the field where it needs to go. We talk about how he led UCLA in hitting, one of the best teams in the country as a freshman. It seems like everything is there. The power can come in the weight room if he decides to hit that and wants to up his power. But as a contact hitter, a guy who can get the ball in play and drive in runs like this exact situation here, you can't really ask for a better guy there.
Cardenas with just 3 RBIs on the season. Hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities with runners on base in front of him, however. Bases juiced, nobody out. Middle infield is going to be back for the Mariners. Corners come up. They'll try to cut down Palmer at the plate. Ortiz, the righty, set on the mound. From the stretch, first pitch to Cardenas. Misses up and inside for ball 1. Big opportunity here. These two teams in a high-scoring one. We're in the bottom of the 5th. 6-5, YD leads Harwich. Bases are loaded for the Red Sox, looking to expand their 1-run lead. Cardenas at the plate. Ortiz sets the 1-0. Fastball bounce. Gets past the third baseman off the glove of Acton. Down the line. Palmer scores easily. Here comes King, moving all the way to third base is Taylor. And Cardenas goes to second. He drives in 2. It's 8-5 Red Sox. A tough backhanded play for Corey Acton. Ticked off his glove and down towards the YD bullpen. Second and third. Nobody out for YD. They lead it 8-5.
The second baseman.
Going to be a hit. Tough play for Acton, and that's a 2 RBI single for Cardenas. He's come through twice today, doubled his RBI total. 4 straight hits in the frame for YD, and now RJ Yeager. Runners on second and third, infield up for Harwich. First pitch to Yeager. Checked his swing, foul ball. An excuse me cut from Yeager at the plate. Just caught a piece of it. That has to feel great for Noah Cardenas. Drives in 3 today. He's having a 2 for 3 day. Really getting things done at the plate for YD.
You got this, RJ.
Officially a double. Yeager had an RBI single in the second as well for the Red Sox. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes from Ortiz.
One of those guys we'd love to see something happen here at the plate. We talk about it all the time, you and I, who's going to play infield for this team come playoff time or down the stretch of the season. You'd like to see him solidify a place in the offense.
Runners on second and third for Yeager. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball foul up the third base side. Another 0-2 coming from Ortiz. Not a whole lot of speed on the base paths for the Red Sox. Couple of catchers in Cardenas and Taylor. I'd be pretty shocked on a ground ball. Taylor would have to see it through before he takes off for home. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Ortiz looks at third, now to the plate. Breaking ball, misses low and away. Good take from Yeager. A ball and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 5th inning. It's 8-5 YD. A high-scoring affair here. Harwich and the Red Sox. Final matchup of the regular season between the Mariners and YD. Ortiz out of the bullpen, sets again. Here's the 1-2. Fastball hit in the air to center field. Cabrera's there. Coming in on it, he makes the catch. Taylor's tagging. Here's the throw to the plate, cut off. Taylor scores standing up. Sac fly for R.J. Yeager. Plates the 3rd run of the inning. Appeal to third base. He's safe. Taylor officially scores, and it is 9-5 YD over the Mariners. Cardenas stays at second. Good base running by Carson Taylor, and it's the 2nd RBI of the day for Yeager.
Doing what he needs to do at the plate, putting the bat on the ball, getting it far enough for Carson Taylor to score from third. It's not much more you can ask for at the plate there if you're Coach Pickler.
Productive out, and here comes Steve Englert out of the dugout for the Mariners. 3 runs across against Ortiz here in the inning, and the top of the YD order to the plate with 1 down. That might end the day for Devin Ortiz out of the bullpen. There's the signal. Here comes the bullpen arm. 2nd of the day for the Mariners. Cardenas is on second. Wyatt Young at the plate. 1 out here in the 5th. 9-5. YD leads it. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Still the bottom of the 5th. Back at the red, it's 9-5 YD over Harwich. A relief arm for the Mariners. Out of their bullpen, it's the Tennessee Volunteer, Will Heflin, native of Talbot, Tennessee. His 8th appearance this season. He has been spectacular. An all-star for the Mariners out of the pen. They trail by 4, bottom of the 5th. Leadoff man Wyatt Young up for the Red Sox with Cardenas on second. First pitch from the lefty Heflin. Misses down and away to Wyatt Young for ball 1. First time these Red Sox have seen Heflin. He gave up 1 run. It was earned in the All-Star game in 2/3 of an inning. The 1-0. Young rips it. Diving stop, Cavadas knocks it down. He can't find it. Flip to first. Not in time. Another infield knock for Young. His second infield hit today, and Heflin's not happy. Pointing his finger at the umpire after that play and saying something. Cardenas to third, Young to first. They're on the corners with 1 down for Beasley. A great stop by Cavadas. He struggled to find the baseball, and then a foot race where Young just beat Heflin. The league's leader in hitting has 2 infield knocks today. And YD not done here in the 5th. Already 3 runs across in this 5th frame.
You'd love to see that from Wyatt Young. The grit, the will to get there. You know he's tired. He's played so many games.
First pitch to Beasley, ripped through the left side. That's a base hit, and Cardenas will trot home. Young to second, and Heflin has given up back-to-back singles to start his outing today. That run going to close the line for Devin Ortiz. He officially gives up 4 runs in just over 2 innings of work. Runners on first and second. 1 down in the 5th. 4 across for the Red Sox in the frame. They lead it 10-5 after Cardenas trotted home. And Austin Wells, who's already 3 for 3 with a run today at the plate. Lefty-lefty matchup. Heflin to Wells. The first pitch. Fastball lifted in the air. Third base side, that's out of play. Strike 1 to Wells. All 3 of Wells' hits have been to left field today. A couple of doubles and a single. An RBI chance here with Young on second, Beasley on first. A breakout game for a Whitey offense that has been struggling. The 0-1. Wells rips this one in the air to right. Didn't get all of it. That's falling quickly. It drops in front of the right fielder, Ludwig. Throw to second, not in time. Beasley beats it with the feet first slide. Wells just poked it off the end of his bat. Ludwig hesitated. He closed hard, grabbed the short hop. Great base running by Beasley. Got a good jump and beat the strong throw to second. Wells is 4 for 4 today. Young moved up to third, and they're loaded with 1 down for Wold.
A questionable step in right field. He took a step back, it seemed, and did not play the ball well. It seemed like a routine play that should have been made.
I'll tell you this. I thought that was harder hit off the bat than it was.
I did as well.
Ended up just being a bloop that dropped in front of Ludwig. Great beast running by Beasley. Now Heflin will face Jack Thomas Wold. First pitch. Breaking ball, misses away. 1 ball, no strikes. 9th man to come to the plate for the Red Sox here in the 5th. 4 runs have scored so far. They had 10 men go to the plate in a 6-run second. 10-5, YD here over Harwich. The 1-0. Wold hits it in the air. Shallow left center. Trotting inward the left fielder, that's Lanzilli. Settles and makes the catch. Here comes Young to the plate. Wild throw. Young's going to score. Everybody else moves up 90 feet. Lanzilli launched one. Missed the cutoff man. It was blocked by Winkle. Young scores from third. 5 runs in the inning. It's 11-5. YD over Harwich, and Jack Thomas Wold gets credit with an RBI sacrifice fly.
You mentioned the YD offense coming alive. No better time than the final week of the season, going into the home stretch against what we have said arguably one of the best pitching staffs in the league. A real sleeper team, the Harwich Mariners. So getting a grip and putting up 11 runs through 4 2/3 against them is impressive.
Second time today, YD has batted 10 men or more. Runners on second and third, 2 down for Palmer. He has been the man to bat in both their innings where they've batted around. First pitch misses low from the southpaw Heflin. It's 1-0. Jake Palmer has come to the plate 4 times today, but he's only batted in the 2nd and the 5th inning. That's got to be a rare stat or something. The 1-0. Off speed, right at the belt for strike 1.
That's not something you see every day there, Brian.
No. He has kick-started both the rallies for YD. I know Wyatt Young is fully locked into the leadoff spot, but Jake Palmer should absolutely be the guy if Wyatt Young ever doesn't bat leadoff.
I totally agree. The man just knows how to get on base.
Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, a ball and 2 strikes. He walked to begin the second and ended the second with a fly out to left. He singled and scored to start the 5th, now batting with 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. 11-5, YD over Harwich. Some breathing room once again for the staff of the Red Sox. A ball and 2 strikes. Heflin kicks and deals. Fouled off by Palmer. He stays alive. Spoils a fastball on the outer edge. They've really put a hurting on my scorebook, I'll tell you that.
It's not been a pretty game to score. We talk about having pretty scorebooks all the time. This is a game with a lot of action.
A lot of colors for me. I highlight a lot of things. Lots of blue for YD and Harwich runs.
Having to move down one column.
Yeah, I've already scratched out multiple columns. Another 1-2. Slow bouncer at the shortstop, Hughes. Gloves, throws to first, and Palmer's retired. YD gets 5 more in the 5th. They lead it 11-6 through 5 innings of work. They had, 7 hits in the 5-run 5th inning already. 15 hits on the day for the Red Sox. 6th inning coming up next here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 6th inning. It's Winkle, Hughes, and Acton, the bottom third of the order here against McCarthy. 11-5, YD over Harwich here in the top of the 6th. First pitch, fouled off by Winkle, out of play. Strike 1, Brian McLaughlin and Andre Sims back here as we begin the 6th.
A very interesting thing happened to me in my absence. Just like, there's a lot of weird energy going on with this game tonight. A lot of weird things that have gone down.
I think it's the 4:45 start.
Yeah, it's got to be the 4:45 start. But
0-1, misses outside, a ball and a strike to Winkle.
So I'm standing out on the balcony, like right in the doorway to the press box, and this random kid comes up the stairs and is hovering around the door. Never seen him before. Looks to be about 8. Proceeds to look at one of the trophies in there, point at it, and goes, "Hey, is that real gold?"
1-1, breaking ball, called strike. A nice 12-6 from McCarthy, 1-2.
To which I respond, no, it just looks like it's gold. And then his response, he just looks me dead in the eye and goes, "Oh, well, I have real gold. Ask my mom if you don't believe me," and runs away.
1-2, fastball just away to the lefty Winkle, 2-2.
And ran away.
So did you find his mom?
Literally, he disappeared. I'm convinced he was a ghost.
Nobody else saw him?
Nobody else. Well, that's a lie. People in there saw him, but still.
So you're telling me if I went in there and asked the rest of the group, Joel, our PA announcer and company, what would they say?
They all saw it.
2-2 fouled off again. Another 2-2 upcoming.
The moral of the story is I just got incredibly flexed on by an 8-year-old. before I even could recognize that it was happening. I could have never foreseen what was coming after that answer.
I didn't even think about the fact that he just dropped that he had real gold.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just casually.
What's that worth nowadays? Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses outside to Winkle, and it's a full count to begin the sixth.
I thought, okay, cute question, no, of course it's not real gold. Thought that was going to be the end of it, but no. Shooting from the hip goes this kid.
He said, I'm going to go find a trophy that I know is fake gold and just flex on someone. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. McCarthy gets Winkle to start the sixth. YD leading 11-5, and Nolan McCarthy out of the pen has struck out the first two men he's faced. One to start the fifth, to end the fifth rather, and one to start the sixth. Now there are quite a few trophies in the room next door here in the Red Wilson Field press box. YD has been on quite a run here, and since the year 2000, they have won the most trophies in the Cape League. One down for Hal Hughes. McCarthy to Hughes. First pitch breaking ball off the plate away for ball one. That's a good story to bring out of nowhere. Back to the broadcast.
Right? Never a dull moment here at the Red.
All right, if you see him running around, I want you to point him out to me. Keep an eye out.
I will.
McCarthy with the 1-0. Fastball on the outside part of the plate, 1-1.
Because, I'll be honest, I'm kind of curious. I kind of want to ask. Is he just talking went mining for gold in one of those attractions and came across a couple flakes, or does mom just have a couple gold bars chilling at the house?
The 1-1. Breaking ball, called strike on the outside corner, a ball and 2 strikes. I think it's a young Ron Swanson.
Really?
Have you ever watched Parks and Rec?
I have not.
Well, character in Parks and Rec has mountains of gold buried throughout Pawnee. That's how he has his money. He's invested in the gold standard. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses in the dirt, 2-2.
Just fascinating stuff from that kid.
It's been a weird one.
It has.
One of our favorite stats that Alex and I discovered while you were talking to this very rich friend of ours, Jake Palmer has come to the plate 4 times today, but only in the second and the fifth inning. 2-2. Misses just low to Hal Hughes, and it's a full count. Palmer led off and ended the second inning when 10 batters came to the plate for YD. He led off and ended the fifth inning when 10 runners came to the plate for the Red Sox. YD 6 runs in the second, 5 in the fifth. The 3-2. Hughes fouls it off. And how about this one, Andre? Hal Hughes with 1 hit again today. Hal Hughes has 7 hits out of 14 against the Red Sox. It's just another crazy stat. 14 hits on the year, 7 against YD.
A lot of things happening in this one.
It's just a weird night. Full count, 11-5. YD over the Mariners, top of the 6th. The pitch, fouled off again by Hughes.
Also, how about, can't think of a time this season YD has scored double digits without a big fly.
You're right. We've had 3 doubles, 2 from Austin Wells, 1 from Noah Cardenas. Harwich has a home run, a solo shot for Patrick Winkle. All of their runs came in the same inning as well. The 3-2. Fouled off again. Quite the at-bat between Hughes and McCarthy. Final time these two will meet in the regular season today.
Had to make it eventful.
Of course. 2 teams both jockeying for position in the Eastern Division playoff picture. Next half inning, we'll go through the Cape League scoreboard for the day. Another 3-2. Lifted down the first baseline. That's going to drop foul again. Hal Hughes and Nolan McCarthy. 4 straight foul balls from Hughes. This is the 10th pitch of the at-bat coming from Nolan McCarthy. A breakout performance today from the Red Sox. Back to their month of June structure. Here's the 3-2. Flared, that's fair territory. That's going to get down in right center for a hit for Hal Hughes. He now has 4 multi-hit games against the YD Red Sox. Palmer gets it back to the infield. Hal Hughes, the Red Sox destroyer. Another base hit. He's 2 for 3 today. It's a one-out single in the sixth.
From the University of Florida.
5 multi-hit days on the summer. 4 against the Red Sox.
I don't have the words. It's just bizarre. It is a bizarre day here today, Brian.
1 down, 9 men up. Corey Acton for the Mariners. Runner on first. Acton from the left side. First pitch from McCarthy. Breaking ball. Hooks around the strike zone. Ball 1. Not quite sure where that one missed. It might have been up.
Especially given the size of the strike zone this evening.
McCarthy has a really high 12-6 curveball. Slows it down and just drops it into the zone. A ball and no strikes to Acton. From the stretch, McCarthy. Foul tip from Acton at the plate, 1-1. Acton reached on an error by R.J. Yeager in the 5-run second for Harwich. He also struck out against the starter Legend Smith. Nolan McCarthy out of the bullpen making his debut for the Red Sox. Out of Division III, Occidental College. No, I'm told that's another California school that I don't know about, Andre.
Yes, in Southern California. It's a D3 school in the greater LA area.
The 1-1. Fouled back by Acton, 1-2. Now, I've heard of most of these schools that you and I have discussed from California most of the time. I cannot say I'd ever heard of Occidental College before I did my research on Nolan McCarthy.
Small school. Small school, but a very good school academically.
The Oxy Tigers. I love that their abbreviation is Oxy, spelled with an X.
Yep. I had a friend from high school that played football there.
1-2. Breaking ball. Called strike 3. Acton was just standing in the batter's box, and he can't believe it. Still talking with Doug Isham on his way back to the dugout. An anticlimactic strike 3. Great framing from Noah Cardenas. And McCarthy has 3 strikeouts and 3 outs he's recorded on the mound.
I'm very confused by that strikeout, mainly because there wasn't the same strike 3 call that Isham has used throughout this ball game.
Not quite the same ring-up type style. First pitch to the leadoff man, Chris Galland, is over on a fastball for strike 1. Normally, for Doug Isham, it is just a fist pump for strike 1 and 2. Kind of right up in front of his mask. Strike 3, he goes a little bit more in-depth with a ring-up type motion. He just went the fist pump there on the strike 3 call to Acton. 0-1 breaking ball misses to Gallant, a ball and a strike. 11-5 YD. Final regular season matchup between the Mariners and the Red Sox. Top of the 6th inning, YD leading by 6. 2 down, a ball and a strike with a runner on first for Chris Gallant. The pitch. Breaking ball misses low and away, 2-1. Man, McCarthy really likes the breaking ball, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. But it's been working.
He's gone to that 12-6 often, and 3 strikeouts and 4 batters. Hard to argue with that. Now, how fascinating would it be if YD finds a really reliable reliever from Occidental College?
A diamond in the rough.
2-1. That's driven in the air, right center field. Beasley, the center fielder, tracking it into the gap, and he makes the catch. McCarthy works around a 1-out single from Hughes, and it's still 11-5 YD. We're in the middle of the 6th. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the 6th, back in South Yarmouth at the Red. It's 11-5, Whitey over Harwich. Another arm out of the bullpen for the Mariners. Blake Espinal replaces Will Heflin. Another southpaw today for Harwich. Final line for Heflin. He only goes 2/3 of an inning. Gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run. It was his first run allowed since July 2nd. Whitey got to a good one in Heflin in the 5th. First pitch to Riley King to start the bottom of the 6th. Misses away from Espinal for ball 1. Whitey has only scored in 2 innings today. A 6-run second where they sent 10 to the plate, and a 5-run 5th where they sent 10 men to the plate. First pitch to King, rather the 0-1 to King. Fouls down the first baseline out of play, and it's 0-2. Rather 1-1. Sorry, first pitch was a ball. I'm all over the place with the count apparently here.
So was everyone today. Strike zones all over the place. Umpiring's all over the place. Offense all over the place.
It's been a weird one.
Rich kids all over the place.
It's been a weird one. 7th appearance of the season for Espinal, and Riley King drives one in the air to center. That's chasing back Cabrera. He looks up. It's off the wall. King around first. A stand-up double for Riley King. Cabrera thought it was going to get out of here. He pulled up short of the fence, and it clanked off the cage in straightaway left center field. Leadoff double for King. He's 3 for 4 today. 4th double of the season for Riley. Whitey's offense crushing the pitching of the Mariners. The 2nd best ERA on the Cape for Harwich entering today, and Whitey has exploded. Nobody out. Carson Taylor at the plate. The designated hitter has scored twice today for the Red Sox. Espinal, sharp grounder, 2 hops to Hal Hughes. Gobbles it up, throws to first to get Taylor. Riley King stays put at second. First out of the 6th is a ground out for YD. Now Noah Cardenas to the plate. He's driven in 3 today. Noah Cardenas has had a great day. A double where he plated 2 runs in the 5th. And a single where he scored 1 run in the 2nd. He would come around to score in both innings as well. It's been the bottom of the order that has gotten things done for the Red Sox today. The likes of Palmer, King, Taylor, and Cardenas. Espinal, the lefty, at Cardenas, the righty. First pitch. Fastball, knee high for strike 1. Some other scores for you around the Cape League. 11-5 Whitey over Harwich here in the top of the 6th. A doubleheader between Orleans and Brewster. Orleans wins it 4-3 in game 1 over the Whitecaps. So Brewster continues to slide. 0-1 misses away to Cardenas, a ball and a strike. Now while Brewster had won 2 straight games coming into today, they're 4 points back of Harwich in the division. In game 2, Brewster looking to split it. It's in the bottom of the 6th in Brewster. They're up 5-3 over the Firebirds, hoping to earn the split. A ball and a strike to Cardenas. Espinal, the long lefty, to the plate. Cardenas rips this one into right field. Ludwig stays put. Now he comes in a step and he makes the catch. King was tagging, but he stays at second base. Sharp fly out from Cardenas for the 2nd out here in the 6th. 2 down with King on second. Whitey on top, 11-5.
Second baseman.
Falmouth already a victory over the Bourne Braves today.
10 straight.
Game 1 of the doubleheader. Falmouth, the hottest team in the league, bar none. YD with 20 wins coming into today's ball game. Falmouth has won 10 straight. They now have 23 wins. They're coming for the most wins in the regular season of the Cape League. And they're leading Bourne 5-2 in a 7th inning game in the bottom of the 5th.
You realize if they win that game, that's 11 straight wins. That's 1/4 of their season.
They also have a 6-game winning streak sprinkled in as well.
Hottest team once the calendar turned to July.
They have been on fire. 5-2 Falmouth over Bourne in the bottom of the 5th.
You know, the Falmouth Commodores have had that the win it for Trundy hashtag and mentality for a few years running now.
Swing and a miss for Yeager, 1-1.
Of course, Jeff Trundy, one of, like Scott Pickler, Kelly Nicholson, New Orleans, like the long-standing, really figureheads of this league at manager, and yet to win a CCBL title with Falmouth. And this year, he might have the team to do it.
It's looking good for those Commodores. A ball and a strike, check on second. And it's more than just Zach DeLoach, who's probably in the MVP conversation. That team is balanced right now.
Oh, yeah.
Some other scores, Hyannis and Wareham are scoreless in the bottom of the second. Just the top of the first in Chatham, 0-0, Cotuit and the A's. 1-1, fouled off by Yeager. Nubbed it off the end of the bat, a ball and 2 strikes. Should be a fun playoff season here in the Cape League. Falmouth is on fire. Chatham might have been the best team since day one. YD, Orleans, and Harwich all in contention in the East. Bourne is going to sneak in with the sub-500 record. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off again by Yeager. Still 1-2. King on second, 11-5 in the bottom of the 6th inning here in Yarmouth. And who knows with Cotuit and Wareham, those two had traded first and second place since day one in the Western Division until this crazy Falmouth winning streak that has them up 7 points of the Kettleers prior to even this second game coming to a close. They could be up by double-digit points almost on Cotuit in that division after today. Here's the 1-2. Yeager hits it in the air. That's the right side. Shallow right field. Going out is Fedko. Ludwig comes in. It's Fedko to make the catch and end the 6th for YD. They strand King in his leadoff double at second, 11-5. After 6 here at the Red. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 7th, 11-5. YD leads Harwich. Gordon Ingebrigtsen out of the pen for the Red Sox. The sidearmer, not the southpaw. He's a righty. Sidearm pitcher for YD out of the pen. He'll face Fedko, Cabrera, and Lanzilli in the 7th for the Red Sox. YD leading 11-5. An offensive breakout for the Red Sox. First time in a while the offense has put up numbers like this. First pitch misses outside to Fedko for ball 1. Ingebrigtsen out of UC Irvine. Teammates with the right fielder Jake Palmer. From the stretch, the 1-0. Off speed, driven by Fedko, high in the air, shallow left center field. Here comes Wells, and he makes a trotting catch coming towards Wyatt Young. Fedko doesn't get it on the barrel, and he flies out to Wells for the first out of the 7th.
The center fielder from
Ingebrigtsen for YD has made 5 appearances. This is number 6. 6.75 ERA on the season for Ingebrigtsen. His headshot, he's wearing a Phillies hat and jacket. First pitch slider misses outside to Cabrera for ball 1. You know, I've been on Gordon Ingebrigtsen's profile page on Point Streak before, but I've never looked at his headshot. Out of Sun Valley, California. His birthday's coming up this week, August 3rd.
Oh, look at that.
The 1-0. Misses inside to Cabrera. 2 balls and no strikes. But the Phillies, he's from Sun Valley, California, and he's very much rocking a Phillies jacket and hat in this picture. Where is this headshot from? It's not like it's from UC Irvine. The 2-0 to Cabrera. Over the top curveball, misses outside to Cabrera. 3-0. One down in the 7th, 11-5, Whitey over Harwich. I'm going to have to ask him about this, aren't I?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of birthdays.
3-0, pulled through the right side, a base hit for Cabrera. One out single for Cabrera, his second hit of the day. First base runner in the 7th for Harwich.
Did you know Chase Walters was yesterday?
I knew his family was in town. I did not know it was yesterday.
It was July 26th. That's now sparked me to run through the birthday list, see if there was anyone else that was coming up.
Happy birthday to Chase. Hasn't pitched in a couple days. We could potentially see him tonight if Harwich gets any closer. Ingebrigtsen from the stretch with a man on first here in the 7th. First pitch called strike to Lanzilli. Lanzilli's 2 for 3 today. Both these teams have hit the cover off the baseball. Whitey 16 hits through 6 innings. The 9th hit of the game for Harwich just came here in the 7th. The 0-1. Pulled on the ground. Riley King gets it on 2 hops. Throws to second. Yeager on to first. Not in time. Little bit of a bobble on the turn at second from Yeager. Just a double clutch. Whitey's able to get 1, and there's 2 down now as Lanzilli reaches on the fielder's choice.
And that is one thing to keep an eye on, is how long are they going to let Gordon Ingebrigtsen go in this one? Of course, obviously working with the 6-run lead, there's a bit of a cushion there, but at what point does it start to be cause for concern? Or if he continues to pitch well, how long can you stretch him out? I'm not thinking he goes 9 outs, finishes the game, but does he try to get through the 7th and the 8th inning, potentially even start the 9th, so you don't have to burn too many arms in what is at least somewhat of a route as it stands now.
First pitch misses away to Cavadas for ball 1. The way this one goes, I have a feeling it's not over yet. A man on first, 2 outs for Harwich. The 1-0. Breaking ball notches the outside corner to Nico, 1-1. Cavadas is 1 for 2. He has an RBI and a single today. Also walked in the 5th. 4th time to the plate for him. Whitey has the top of their lineup coming up in the 7th. 2 down here in the top. Here's the 1-1. Cavadas pops it up out of play to the third base side. A ball and 2 strikes. Cavadas, the Cape League home run hitter. League leading home run hitter, I should say. An interesting guy to follow. He's hitting just .259 and is in what I would call one of his cold stretches. One of the most streaky hitters I've ever seen. When he is going right, he could be the best hitter bar none in this league. 1-2. Fouled back. Another 1-2 coming up. But when he's cold, I might be able to strike him out. That's the way it is with Nico Cavadas. You have to ride the highs with the lows. And luckily for Harwich this season, it's been mostly hot. The Notre Dame prospect, a ball and 2 strikes to him here in the 7th. The pitch. Hits this one in the air down the third base line. King giving it a glance. He'll watch it fall near the bullpen out of play. Another 1-2 coming up to Cavadas.
You got this, Gordon.
Ingebrigtsen sets, a ball and 2 strikes, 2 down. A runner on first. Here's the pitch. Slider misses way outside. Cavadas steps back in. Whitey leading 11-5 here in the 7th. Ingebrigtsen, a 1-2, 2-2, misses, and now it's full, 3-2. Ingebrigtsen went again more towards the 3/4 arm slot there. He's been mixing it back and forth today between the sidearm submarine style and that over-the-top breaking ball. He sets again. Full count. The runner's going to be going. Lanzilli from first. The pitch. Wave and a miss. Ingebrigtsen fans Cavadas to end the 7th. Stretch time. Cue Harry Carey at the red. It's 11-5. Whitey over Harwich. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Top of the order for YD, 1, 2, and 3. As Wyatt Young steps in for his 5th at-bat of the day. Pair of hits in this one for the shortstop out of Pepperdine. As he looks at the first pitch fastball just wide for a ball, 1-0.
The big guys have come through today for the Red Sox. Riley King, 3 hits. Austin Wells, 4 hits. Wyatt Young, 2 hits. Your all-stars are getting it done.
Blake Espinal out again in the bottom of the 7th inning as Young skies one into right center field. Cabrera's underneath it, and he'll make the play for the first out of the inning.
Still a 2-for-5 day for Wyatt Young so far. He's scored a couple of runs. Jake Palmer's another guy who's had a really good day. 1 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. And the walk in there for Jake. The bottom of the order's what's gotten it done for YD. But everybody in this lineup at this point has at least 1 hit.
Big day all around for the YD offense as Beasley steps in. First pitch swinging. And it's a foul, and it's 0-1.
You'll take a 2-for-4 day with 3 RBIs from Noah Cardenas as well.
A 1 pitch misses high and wide, and it's 1-1. One pitch to Beasley. That one's absolutely roped into left center field gap, and that'll get down. Cabrera over to cut it off. Beasley will take a wide turn, but retreat back to first. It's a 1-out single for the center fielder. And now Austin Wells will stride up. He's had a monster day.
Yeah, now it's a 2-hit day for Brad Beasley. Wells is 4 for 4, probably the best day with an RBI and a run.
Austin Wells.
Making his case for MVP. If he really, if he puts a charge in one and leaves the yard here, I think we are going to have to start that conversation.
A 4 for 4 day for the lefty out of the University of Arizona. First pitch to him is well upstairs, goes over his head, and Beasley will advance 90 feet to second base.
Wild pitch from Espinal. Let that one go up high, scary spot towards the helmet of Wells. He ducks out of the way, but not the spot you'd want to see.
Espinal, the lefty out of the Bronx. Deals the 1-0. That one's also upstairs, this time over the plate, though, and it's 2-0. Hitters count for Austin Wells. And it's a fastball that dips down, and it's 3-0.
3-0 green light here. I want to see Wells try to drive one if I'm picked. You're
absolutely
up by 5. You got to let your guy hit.
4 for 4 on the day. Scored a run. Absolutely give him the green light. It misses, and it's a 4-pitch walk for Austin Wells.
I wanted to see Wells hit. Was hoping that, and that's a borderline pitch just off the plate outside to Wells. I'm not going to lie. I would have loved to see that called a strike just to see Wells hit.
So it'll be a pinch hitter now for Scott Pickler as Tate Samuelson steps in to take the spot of Jack Thomas Wold. Straight swap of first baseman for first baseman. Beasley's on second. Austin Wells is on first. Tate Samuelson now in the box. First pitch swinging as he cuts through a fastball. Letter high, and it's 0-1. Swinging on the 0-1. That one eats up Corey Acton At third, no chance for the double play, but they will get Samuelson on the back end at first, and that's the second out of the inning.
Weird play because Acton, once he bobbled, just wanted to make the out at first. Beasley was running right in front of him. Actually had to duck out of the way of that throw from Acton as he released it. Second and third now for, I think that's Sam Hall pinch hitting for YD.
University. Sam Hall.
So Hall now in for Palmer. Back-to-back pinch hitters for Scott Pickler here in the bottom of the seventh inning.
Probably just see straight switches, Hall to right, Samuelson to first.
First pitch to Hall is in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Espinal out of the stretch. Set at the letters. Delivers the 0-1. That one's in off the plate. Sam Hall backs out of the way, and it's 1-1.
Hall and Samuelson, the pinch hitters in this inning, are two guys that I think Pick really wants to see get going, especially against lefties, because you can start Jack Wold against right-handed pitchers, but against a lefty, I think Pick would love to see Samuelson in the lineup.
Sam Hall the other way, flaring it into shallow right, and that'll be tracked down and then dropped. As Fedko and Ludwig came in, collided into each other. The ball drops. Fedko almost made the play, and that allows both Beasley and Wells to score, and it's now 13-5. Red Sox and Fedko taking some inventory right now. Looks to be shaking off the trainers from coming out of the dugout.
He's kind of grimacing a little bit down in a catcher's squat. Now he's up and walking. Just held his hand up to the dugout as if to say, I'm fine. It's a weird bloop on the hit for Sam Hall. Fedko going out. He actually made the grab, but then trying for the basket catch was Ludwig, and then he collided a bit with Fedko and jarred the ball free. Obviously, we can't hear that. I'm not sure what they're saying out there. That's Ludwig's ball if he can get to it. YD plates a couple more, now up by 8, and Hall on second base. It's officially a double and a couple of RBIs for Hall as well.
So Espinal still not out of the inning. Now faces Riley King. Riley King's got 3 hits on the day, scored 2 runs. Ron Washington waits on deck to pinch hit. Should Riley King reach? Riley King skies the 1-0 pitch back and out of play, and it evens the count at 1-1.
Now this is the tied for the most runs YD has scored all season with 13. That 13 spot coming back against Hyannis on July 3rd.
It feels like this game was just the offense finally getting the collective monkey off their bats. I feel like it feels to me, Brian, like they've just been playing the last few weeks under so much probably self-imposed pressure. They set a standard of what this team can do offensively as Riley King swings over the top of an off-speed pitch, and it's 1-2. They set the standard, and over the last, say, week or so, they haven't really been able to meet that standard, and it just felt like the entire lineup was just kind of pressing.
I mean, they had not scored more than 5 runs in a couple of weeks, dating all the way back to Bourne on July 16th was the last time they scored more than 5. We know what this offense is capable of, averaging over 6 runs a game prior to that Bourne game.
1-2 pitch misses at the shins of Riley King, and it's now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Because then following that 9-run performance against Bourne, they get shut out. They score 4 against Harwich. Then they are able to get 5 against Brewster, 5 against Bourne, and then 2, 0, 3, and 4. So this has to feel good. They're scoring runs, but it just wasn't like this.
On the ground, left side, and that'll get through the hole. Scott Pickler's going to hold up Hall at third, and it's now runners on the corners for Ron Washington.
I think Hall could have scored there, but you're up by 8 at this point. I wonder if Pick just wants to be a little bit careful. Great day for Riley King as well. That's 4 for 5 for him now at the plate with a couple of runs scored. He's been in the midst of everything. It's really that Riley King spot and now the Carson Taylor spot here, Ron Washington getting the pinch hit. They have been in the mix along with Palmer prior to Riley King. The bottom of the order getting it done today.
And I do want to make sure now, as Taylor is getting pinch hit for, that Carson Taylor gets his due.
Yeah.
Because it was obvious that he was struggling at the plate to begin his YD tenure, started 0 for his first 14, then had the big hit in yesterday's contest, the 3-run home run to right. As the first pitch to Washington is outside for a ball 1-0. And then it seems like kind of like that mentality of a shooter in basketball where they just need to see it go through the net. Finally saw one, well, get down over the fence, but get down proverbially speaking.
Yeah.
And now drew a walk, scored a run in his first at-bat, then Singleton scored a run in the 5th. A much better, much more composed day at the plate for him. 2-0 the count to Ron Washington, another of the recent additions to this team, looking to really find his footing with the Red Sox. As the 2-0 pitch is a fastball right down Main Street, and it's 2-1.
Would love for Washington to be aggressive here. Wanted to see him swing at that 2-0 pitch, but he ends up taking it for strike one.
This next pitch is pitch 35 for Espinal, and it misses off the plate inside 3-1. Still very much a hitter's count for Washington. Still very much an opportunity for him to be aggressive, like you said, Brian. Sam Hall's on third, Riley King's on first. Infield straight away. On the ground to Acton at third. Eats him up a little bit across the diamond. Low throw. Cavadas digs it out. And that'll end the inning. The Red Sox plate 2 on an awkward play as Sam Hall's double brings in Brad Beasley and Austin Wells. They stretch the lead to 13-5. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 8th inning here at Red Wilson Field as the sun continues to set. The infield completely engulfed now in shadows. Left field, center field still illuminated by the setting sun, as Sam Hall in right is just barely in the sun's path out there in right field. So sun starting to become a factor here with no lights, of course, at Red Wilson Field as Ingebrigtsen fires a first pitch in there for a ball. 1-0.
Max Marshak from Texas Tech University.
Max Marshak pinch hitting. As the 1-0 pitch is a breaking ball in there for a called strike 1-2. Excuse me, 1-1. Ingebrigtsen on for a second inning of work as that 1-1 is poked into right center field, and that'll get down in front of Sam Hall, who overruns it a little bit, slips down, but regains his footing and quickly gets it back into the infield to hold Marshak to a single. And there's a runner on to start the inning for the Mariners. That'll bring up Pat Winkle, the catcher. Had a solo home run back in the 3rd that got the scoring started for Harwich in their 5-run frame. First pitch to him is fouled straight back to the screen. And it's 0-1. Ingebrigtsen comes set out of the stretch. The 0-1. breaking ball that just drops in outside. And it's now 1 ball, 1 strike. Ingebrigtsen the 1-1. Drops all the way down. Just can't quite paint the outside corner, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Waved at and missed on the 2-1 pitch. Winkle chased ball 3, and it's even at 2. 5 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for Harwich. 13 runs, 19 hits, 1 error for YD in this one. Offense galore. The 2-2. Spoiled foul and out of play off the left side, and the count holds 2 balls, 2 strikes. No action in the YD bullpen right now. Scott Pickler trusting Gordon Ingebrigtsen here to do a little mop-up duty in the 13-5 route. 2-2. Drops down and out of the zone, and the count is now full. Marshak off the bench and into the score sheet with a single to lead off the top of this 8th inning. As Winkle once again flares 1 foul off the left side, and it's still 3-2. A lot of ground to make up for Harwich in this one, finding themselves down by 8 here. YD with 3 crooked numbers in which they've done all of their damage in this one. Payoff pitch. Again fouled off the left side. This one Riley King will give a look to, but it gets up into the trees. YD had 6 in the 2nd inning. And then 5 in the 5th, and then 2 more in the 7th. Harwich got all 5 of their runs in the top of the 3rd inning and have been held scoreless since. Payoff pitch once again. That one drops in for a called strike 3. No argument from Winkle. And that's the first out of the inning. Winkle wasn't expecting the breaking ball there from Ingebrigtsen, and that's the first out of the inning. Hal Hughes now steps in. I feel the need to address him as certified Red Sox killer Hal Hughes every time I mention him on the broadcast.
For the rest of time.
C spoils the first pitch foul off to the right side, and it's 0-1.
If I ever find myself at an LSU baseball game, I will absolutely look for certified Red Sox killer Hal Hughes.
Long pedigree of LSU Tigers have found their way to Cape Cod.
Maybe he and DJ LeMahieu can team up on the Yankees together. Yankees could use him. Mostly against the Red Sox.
It's true. 0-1 pitch, jips down at the shins of Hughes, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Do we know who won that game today? Should I check?
The Red Sox, I believe, were victorious once again.
No. Top 9, we're still going.
Still going?
Receiving word.
According to sources.
Yes.
2-1 now the count to Hughes. Marshak still on first base.
9-5 Sox in the top of the 9th. So, yes, Hal Hughes immediately needs to get to Fenway Park for tomorrow's Sunday Night Baseball game to be the shortstop for the Yankees.
2-1. Flared foul and out of play. From the sounds of the fan reactions, looks like we got a good catch down there.
It wasn't Gary who made the catch, I'll tell you that. I was just talking in the other room. There was a foul ball in Gary Wilson's direction, and the question was, would Gary make the catch if there was a foul ball? I say, yeah, Gary would make the catch if there was a foul ball hit his way.
Two-two pitch to Hughes incoming. It's a breaking ball that stays high, and it's now a full count. Back-to-back full counts for Winkle and Hughes. Another payoff pitch incoming for Ingebrigtsen. It was a good one, and it got it on the fists of Hal Hughes, but he fouls it back, and it's still 3-2. Payoff pitch once again. Chopped on the ground, right side. Riley King will play it on the high hop, go across the diamond to Samuelson. And that's the second out of the inning. Mike Marshock advances 90 feet to second. So a fielder's choice now has Ingebrigtsen working with 2 down in the inning. And the 9-hole hitter, Corey Acton, will step in. 0 for 3, reached on an error and scored a run back in the third. First pitch to him is outside on the fastball, and it's 1-0.
Come on, Gordon.
Now it's 2-0 to the 9-hole man, Acton. Two-0 pitch. Skied into center field. Beasley's got a beat on it. It'll drop right in front of him. And that'll score Marshock from second base. It's an RBI single for Acton.
Ball right off the end of the bat. Looks like Beasley had a shot to make the running catch, but dropped quickly in front of him. He really had no play. Top of the order now for the Mariners.
Now batting for Harwich from the University of Dayton, number 34, Riley Ferrara.
Come on, Riley. Tough to hear.
First pitch is in there for a called strike to the pinch hitter, Riley Terrata.
Back at the red.
Former Red Sox Riley Terrata getting a chance to hit in the former friendly confines. Riley Terrata, fairly ever present in the YD order. Played a great defensive third base. Couple of key doubles here and there sprinkled in.
He's got good power. The guy you really want to root for.
0-2 pitch to Terrata. Rolled over towards Yeager at second base. He'll throw over to Samuelson, and that'll end the inning. 1 run comes in for the Mariners as Mike Marshock led off the inning with a single and came around to score. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's now 13-6 Red Sox. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Noah Cardenas set to lead things off. The YD bullpen having some fun down there. They got the football out.
It's almost football season. Not quite.
First pitch to Cardenas misses, and it's 1-0. Cardenas has had a good day at the plate. As he now finds himself ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 for 4 on the day for the UCLA backstop. Scored a couple runs, got 3 RBI as well. Potential candidate for our post-game interview done by TJ Mathewson this evening.
It's a big at-bat for deciding who gets the interview.
This is true, and he's ahead in the count 3-0 now.
I would pick Wells. It's got to be either King, Wells, or Cardenas, though. One of those 3, I think.
Riley King wouldn't be a bad option. 4 hits on the day, but I think, Noah Cardenas, driven in 3, scored 2.
Yep. Couple of hits. Wells 4 for 4 is hard to top with a walk.
This is true.
It's. I would agree. I think it would be either Cardenas or Wells.
Not a bad option to have here as Cardenas draws a walk. He's on base for the 3rd time this evening.
The second baseman from Mercer University, R.J. Yeager.
9-hole man R.J. Yeager now steps in. Mercer product.
Any other night, I think R.J. Yeager's a fine candidate. A hit with a couple driven in. Wyatt Young, a couple hits with 2 runs. You could really talk to anybody in this Whitey order.
Not a bad problem to have if you're TJ Mathewson or if you're Scott Pickler.
I'm sure Pick is quite pleased with the way his offense has shown up today against maybe the best staff in the league.
He's 2-0 now. As R.J. Yeager takes another pitch. I think this is the best game as far as quality at bats we've seen from R.J. Yeager this season.
I would agree. It feels like he's really getting more comfortable the last couple times out there at the plate. Had a couple of hits earlier this week.
Come on now.
2-1 now the count to Yeager. Cardenas is on first base. Not as though Whitey truly needs any insurance runs, but can never have too many. Yeager on the ground to short. Hughes to Fedko. Not in time to Kavadas on the back end. And it's a fielder's choice, and now Yeager sits on first base.
The shortstop from Pepperdine University, Wyatt Young.
So Wyatt Young will get his 6th at-bat of the day. Two for 5 thus far with a couple of runs and an RBI. Average now sits at .355. First pitch is chopped foul up the first base side, and it's 0-1.
Anytime your leadoff guy's getting to the plate 6 times in a day, you're doing something right as an offense. And anytime 1, 2, and 3 all have multi-hit days, you're going to probably score some runs.
0-1 pitch to Young. Here it is. Swings at the second pitch and fouls it up. Third base side, Acton underneath it, and he'll put it away for the second out of the inning.
2 for 6 day, but the average is actually going to drop for Wyatt Young. Came in hitting .350, so 2 for 6 sends it down just a hair. Tough day. Anytime you go to the yard, get 2 hits, and the average goes down, means you've been hitting well.
Brad Beasley now in the box. Couple of hits in his last 2 at-bats after a rough start with a couple of strikeouts in the first 2 innings, so good to see him make the adjustments and bounce back in this one. Yeager's still on first, 2 down in the inning. The 1-0 misses upstairs, and it's now 2 balls and no strikes. Austin Wells been on base every single time he's come to the plate. Waits on deck. His average now up to 326. It's now 3-0 to Brad Beasley.
Would love to see if Wells could go 5 for 5. I think that would put away who TJ interviews post-game.
Right on time as TJ Mathewson now joins us. It's now 3-1.
Riley Terada is warming up down the right field line in the pen for the Mariners. Pitched once for the Red Sox already this season.
3-1. On the ground, smoked. Acton on the nice diving play. Spins, gets up, throws to first, and it's in time. It's been an adventure over there at the hot corner for Corey Acton in this one, but makes a fine play there to rob Beasley of a hit. Looks like we're not going to get the chance to see Austin Wells potentially go 5 for 5.
Barring a comeback.
Barring 7 runs in the top of the 9th inning. Gordon Ingebrigtsen on for another inning to make sure that doesn't happen. We head to the top of the 9th. 13-6 Red Sox here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 9th here at the Red. The sun is all but set, but we're looking to go the full 9 as first pitch swinging was Chris Galland, who
That was Dylan Noisy from Texas.
actually
Tech.
Dylan Noisy pinch hitting. And now Cabrera will step in. So on one pitch, Dylan Noisy is retired, doesn't give himself the chance to hit another big fly against YD.
That would have been something.
First pitch to Cabrera is off the plate inside, goes off the glove of Cardenas and into the foot of home plate umpire Doug Isham. Gordon Ingebrigtsen on to try to complete this 3rd inning of work for him. Legend Smith started this game, went 4 2/3, gave up 5 runs, but only 1 of them were earned. Walked 2, struck out 5. He then gave way to Nolan McCarthy, who pitched very well in relief, an inning and a third, 3 Ks.
Definitely liked what I saw from McCarthy. That's an interesting arm moving forward.
2-0 pitch to Cabrera is downstairs, and it's now 3-0. And now, ever since McCarthy, it's been Gordon Ingebrigtsen. He's gone 2 1/3, given up 1 run, struck out 2. The 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike, and it's 3-1. Okay. 3-1. Off the plate, and Cabrera draws the 1-out walk.
The left fielder from Wake Forest University, Chris Lanzilli.
Lanzilli now will step in. Scored a run back in the 3rd. Two for 4 on the day. Couple of RBIs as well. Big swing and a miss. And it's strike 1.
How about a little 4-6-3 to end it here?
Infield at double play depth.
Ingebrigtsen really good at getting ground balls. His specialty dropping down sidearm. A double play would be perfect.
Quickly 0-2 now. So Lanzilli's going to have to protect. On the ground to third. Riley King will go to second for one. No chance at the double play, and it's the second out of the inning.
So just brought to my attention something that I'd forgotten about, Andre. If Ingebrigtsen gets this third out here, he gets the save because he has recorded the final 3 innings. It does not matter how close the game is. That would be a 7-run save.
Doesn't matter how it is. As far as he's concerned, it goes in there as he came in with the bases loaded and a 1-run lead and kept it tight.
That's right. That's what he can tell people.
First pitch to Kavadas is in there for a called strike at the bottom of the zone. It's 0-1.
Got to finish the job, of course, but a rare 7-run save. Weird night at the ballpark. That just caps it off, I think.
A 7-run save. Jake Palmer having 4 at-bats in 2 innings.
That's all he got. He got pinch hit for after that.
Yeah. 4 at-bats and 2 in the second, 2 in the fifth, and that is all of the offensive action Jake Palmer saw in this one.
Sam Hall got a pinch hit double for him.
Kavadas skies one to left. Austin Wells is on his horse, and that one will get down at the foot of the fence. Cabrera's coming all the way around to score. It's cosmetic at this point, and it's 13-7. It's an RBI double for Kavadas, and the Mariners trim the lead just a little bit.
The right fielder from Texas Tech University, Max Marshak.
Marshak now will get his second at-bat after coming in off the bench. Singled and scored a run to lead off the 8th. First pitch to him. Swung on and missed as he's over the top of an off-speed pitch, and it's 0-1.
It should not be lost here that Harwich still scored 7 runs tonight. This offense that has been kind of struggling throughout the season, that's an important performance for them.
Waved at and missed as Marshak was way out in front of the off-speed there, and it's 0-2.
For one of the first times this season, this Harwich staff has let down the offense.
Chopped on the ground, Ingebrigtsen will field. Go to Samuelson at first, and that'll end this ball game. An offensive onslaught for YD in this one as the bats break out in a big way to the tune of 13 runs on 19 hits as they get the win 13-7. And Brian, I mean, you look at the scorebook in this one and there's full squares colored in, RBIs up and down the lineup. It was really just the most complete offensive performance that we have seen in weeks.
Yeah, feels good. I think for this YD offense, they've been a lot of these guys really working hard to try to get their swings right. And today we saw a lot of that come to fruition. Big hits with runners on base. Noah Cardenas especially drives in 3. He had some of the big RBIs that opened things up for YD. And then things were just tacked on with the top of the order, Young, Beasley, and Wells all doing their part. Almost every spot in this batting order came around to score today, and it was just a really good day. And the most runs that Harwich has allowed all season. This great staff has kept them in so many ball games, but they can't get it done today. Finally, YD's offense gets the best of one of the best pitching staffs in the league.
On the flip side, was a rough inning for Legend Smith on the mound. You can live with that, but following him was Nolan McCarthy, who came in making his debut for the team out of a D3 school, Occidental, and pitched very, very well. And for a team, well, sure, you might not use him in a high leverage situation right away, but for a team that needs guys that can bridge in a game where your starter potentially doesn't go that long, or you just need to get to another arm in the later innings, McCarthy, even in just this inning and a third, becomes a very intriguing option.
intriguing is a good word for it. He's a fascinating option because he has great numbers, but it's at a Division III school. The stuff we saw today looks like it'll play. That curveball is going to get a lot of outs. And the fastball, if he has the location, is going to get the job done as well, I think. So we're just going to continue to see him. It's similar to Jacob Winger, right? He's got to prove it first. Not from a big school. The stuff plays, but he's got to prove it first. And they're going to have to use him in high leverage scenarios. But I mean, an inning and a third, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts is a really good line for him today. You'll take that all day long from Nolan McCarthy out of the bullpen.
6 runs from 6 through 9 in this Whitey lineup this evening. That's the kind of production that this team wants to get. How much better does this team get when they're getting, maybe not even 6, but just any level of production from the bottom half of this order?
It opens things up because Wyatt Young, Beasley, and Wells are so great with runners on base. And so those 3 guys have been consistent. Noah Campbell, and he comes back, same deal. Clump him in with those 3. The bottom of the order makes this offense run. They can survive on Young, Wells, Beasley, and Campbell. They can thrive when it's the bottom of this order going. I think that's where we're at this point. This team is dangerous in the playoffs when the bottom of the offense is going. This team is perhaps one of the favorites if the bottom of this order is going in the playoffs. If not, they have a chance. It's a fighting chance, but if the bottom of this order is going, this team has the potential to beat anybody in this Eastern Division.
The Bats certainly thrived this evening as they take this game by a final score of 13-7. It was absolute domination. Crooked numbers in 3 innings for YD. The pitching staff did enough. McCarthy and Ingebrigtsen pitched well in relief. Stay tuned for the post-game content courtesy of TJ Mathewson as he's getting set to do our post-game interview right now. It was a great win. We head to Katuitt for the final time tomorrow as we get set to take on the Kettleers from Lowell Park. For Brian McLaughlin, I'm Andre Sims. Thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday evening. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. YD takes it by a final score of 13-7. Have a good night.